We are here live at the Museum of Pinball in Banning, California. It's INDISC, the IFBA Open, the first event of the Stern Pro Circuit. Top 40 are going to make the playoffs here. In last year's winner, Colin Urban, he showed up today. Did he make the top 40? Some people get a bye, some people get 2 byes. We're going to see groups of 4 in action, 4, 2, 1, 0 scoring. The top 2 from every group will advance here in the playoffs at the IFBA Open at INDISC.
So welcome to It Never Drains in Southern California. We are here in Banning at the Museum of Pinball for the finals of the Open. We are going to be joining a tiebreaker game on Diner against Jordan, with Jordan Duchesne against Nick DeStefano, except we're not because they're done.
But we should probably introduce ourselves again.
Yeah,
because
so
they couldn't
let's
hear us.
reintroduce ourselves because we couldn't be heard before. I'm Ian Harrower. With me here is
Ryan Wenger of Common Pinball.
And Jasmijn de Jong.
All right, so we may be joining a tiebreaker on Sopranos. We are joining a tiebreaker on Sopranos.
Perfect. Who's in the tiebreaker?
So this is John Del Zappo and John Kramer.
Battle of the Johns. Perfect.
All right, so we're joining this game in progress. There's a couple modifications to this game that make it interesting here. So Ryan, you want to walk through what they've done to this?
Sure. One of the modifications is there's no plunger. They removed the plunger rod completely. You press both flippers and it auto plunges, which you'll see here because a lot of people abuse this game by short plunging over and over again and doing some switch validation tricks.
Which I think is very skillful to do. So
I agree.
I'm not a fan of the removing of the plunger because I tried doing that trick and I'm terrible at it. So it's not something that I think any player can properly do. But I understand why they've done it here because otherwise it will take forever for the tournament.
So we're on ball 3 here. So like this is it. He needs 4 million points. So what's a quick way to try to score some points here?
Well, since he just locked a ball, I'm assuming what he's going to go for is this this Stuttgart's. I lost my teleprompter here, but we'll get it back. So there's a boat. There's a flashing green and yellow next to each other in the center of the playfield, a drop target. The drop target is dangerous and can drain you, but behind it will be a multi-ball that's pretty much going to guarantee him the win here.
Yeah.
So in normal default rules, that would be one shot to the drop target to drop it, but they put this on hard.
Right. I think that yellow light. Oh yeah. So he's going to avoid that. Decided it's too dangerous right now. So yeah, a lot of people in this game they go the purple shots there to build up to this bing multi-ball, but that's a strategy for a lot more points than he needs.
So he's got one of the modes going now.
So
how much are those shots again?
So they'll be worth like a few 100,000, I think. So this is actually a good way for him to progress and build here. It's worth making the move here. He could also go up the middle and try to finish his safe, because that's like 1.25, I think, for the first safe.
But again, it's a pretty dangerous shot. It's just like that drop target, right?
It's flashing right now and it's open.
There it is, first safe,
1.25.
This is going to be, he's very close.
And he's got double shakedown, which is the pop bumpers.
You also notice we have the scores displaying live below the player's name, so if you're wondering how close it is, you can just look down there.
Oh, that's really nice. Oh, he probably got it on bonus,
courtesy
maybe.
of Scorebit. Yeah.
He's got it.
I mean, this isn't a very bonus-heavy game, but now, he's got it.
Yeah, so congratulations to John Kramer from Vancouver, BC, advancing into the second round at It Never Drains in Southern California.
And now he's just going to play multi-ball to show off.
Well, so he doesn't need to stop, right?
That's true.
He has the right to continue to play out this game. He may have to play this game in a later round. We don't know if this was on his card. If I hadn't, I'd play this out just to get the feel for it.
Just get some practice in?
Yeah.
Because even if you played it yesterday on your card, it's still nice to be able to play it today if you need to play it later in one of the other rounds.
Absolutely. There's been, I mean, for me, if there's other games still going on, I'll just keep playing.
Yeah.
If I was the last game going, I might be a little more tempted to, to just let it drain after a minute or two.
I think there's some B still going on. They probably had to wait for A to finish with some of their choices.
Yeah, that's true. So and then A would be waiting for B to finish to choose their games for the next round, do you think?
They may already choose their games, but probably wait until they start when B is finished. That's what I think. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to wait for the next round to be starting up here. So let's pop back here and talk a little bit about our experiences this weekend at the museum. So Jasmijn, what was your weekend like?
A lot of pinball, a lot of sitting, very cold the first few days. I've got a blanket under here. Like, I'm cold in
There's
here.
no heat in this
There's
building.
no heat in this building, and you're in California. Yeah, like I tried playing in Maine, didn't do so well, unfortunately. I did do very well in women's, and that was super fun. There was 65 women in the women tournament.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest ones I've played in. Whipped is definitely the biggest one, the women's in pinball tournament during Pinburg. But this is one of the other biggest ones that I've played in, and I got 5th.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Qualifying was pretty tough because the games were set up really difficult. Like, for example, the highest score on Theater of Magic during the women's tournament was just a little bit over 1 billion. And that's what they're also setting up in the high stakes tournament. It's just like the games were set up really rough, but it makes it very satisfying when you can set up a nice score like that. So yeah, it was super fun to play against all the other women. I think Stephanie from Washington won.
Yep.
Louise got 2nd. And now I'm kind of forgetting who got 3rd and 4th. I think Tracy got 3rd, and I think Anna from New York got 4th, if I'm correct. All really good women, and it was super fun to play with them. Oh, look at that. There we are. Yes.
We can see this.
I was correct. Oh, they cannot see
They cannot
okay.
see that. So. that's Carl, our producer, helping us out so
Yes.
that we look
Thank you,
much
Carl.
more knowledgeable than we actually are.
And
Yeah.
it's in the chat right now, neverdrains.com/2020. There's a drop down. You can select all the different finals and qualifications if you want to look,
that's really
look through
nice.
any of the stats.
Yeah. I decided to not play classics because there's just so many tournaments going on here in this weekend that you kind of have to decide, like, what are you going to play in. Like, my focus was women's and Maine, and because I didn't do well enough in Maine, I didn't get time to even play classics. I know some people who managed to qualify on Thursday for Maine, so they could focus on classics because they knew that their entry was going to be good enough to stay up there, and yeah, they didn't even have to try again.
Yeah, this is probably almost certainly going to be the largest opportunity in North America this year. You've seen Europe has been starting to take off with these let's run 10 pinball tournaments in a weekend.
I know, right when I moved. Terrible. Why did they do that?
Like Germany's been doing a lot of this. You saw the Australian Brisbane Masters.
Yeah.
But this is probably going to be the biggest one in North America. We have 4 Whopper points. You have Classics 1 and 2. You had the target match play. You have the Open, which is a major, so it's got the 1.5 multiplier on the Whopper values and the high stakes, all going on this weekend.
Yeah.
The 2 Classics tournaments, Classics 1 was a record for the most participants.
And then
in a
Classics 2 broke it.
Classics 2 broke the record, yeah. So good payouts in those tournaments. Those were really, really valuable, really well done. So this is a big weekend. This is becoming a destination. This is definitely worthy of being a major and being a world championship.
Yeah.
You did a lot of playing yourself, Ian. You weren't just here for commentary,
Yeah,
right?
I didn't just spend my entire time in the booth, but yeah, so I did really well on Friday to qualify for Classics 1 on my first ticket, which gave me the comfort to then actually go play Maine. This is the first time I've actually put significant time into trying to qualify for Maine Division. I played well. I never got anything that got me close to qualifying, but I was happy with how I played. The games were playing great, and I was really enjoying that. A little disappointed to not qualify for Classics 2. I ended up 40th.
Oh, that's really close.
Yeah, it was
32
close.
made the cut.
Yeah, 32 made the cut.
Close.
And it really just came down to a blown game of OXO where I put up 43,000. And I think, like, in retrospect, I walked up to that game saying, I just need a safe, mediocre score. And I think that put my mindset a little
Somebody's
off.
talking about the Swedish Championships Classics with over 300. They were talking here about this is the highest Classics attendance in North America,
Okay.
because we know about the Swedish one. Was
Actually,
it at Boras?
I didn't know about
I
that.
didn't
so
know.
You
that's
didn't know?
great.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, yesterday I was talking to Adam Lefkoff about those things, and I was talking about. I think that the Classics tournament in Boras in Sweden gets way more people showing up than they did over here.
Well, thank you.
So sorry to be
Schmumpstick. North American centric.
exactly. Yeah.
Ryan, how was your weekend?
Man, it was a roller coaster of emotions. I did really well in classics, and I qualified both days, and ended up 7th and 12th. So those are great finishes for me.
Oh, wow.
I was really proud to pull that off. and then I put in a ticket at the last second in Maine, and I came up 100,000 short of qualifying for finals. So some great successes and a lot of painful exits. I mean, I don't know. I guess that's how it feels in a lot of pinball. If you don't win, right? Like if you don't take first, you have some story of like that thing, that one more shot you could have made. And
yeah, everyone's got a story, a beat. I remember in the parking lot, Jim came up to me and he was like, "Congratulations! Like you did really well, coming 10th in Classics 1." I'm like, "Yeah, but I still feel disappointed. One time, I'd like to feel what it's like to not feel disappointed." And you got that. You got that at the second biggest pinball tournament in the world, maybe, at least in North America, at the Intergalactic Pinball Championship. Reigning Intergalactic Champion.
That is true. That was back in August, sort of the secondary tournament to Pinburg, and I just had a day where it was a good format for me. Just don't, get first or second and not third or fourth, and I was able to outlast everyone, and that's probably going to be a pinball memory that it's hard for me to top.
That's a pretty rough one to win. There's so many players.
Yeah, and I mean, just you gotta be in the top 50 or 60 out of 500 that played in qualifying, and then the people who made it on stage is a really tough group of players, and it didn't feel, although that format was a strikes format, I didn't feel as much like I was playing against those players as I was just like playing against the machine, sort of like avoid disastrous games.
I played some of those machines that you played in the finals later during the women's finals, and they were not nice. I remember playing Willy Wonka, and it was not nice to me. It was not nice to a lot of people, but yeah, that definitely.
I mean, for sure. All right, we're gonna go to an ad here for Color DMD. Thanks for your sponsorship. In just a second. So Color DMD Displays produce multicolor displays for pinball games. Since 2012, they have added support for 95 games with many new titles in progress. Color DMD Displays all share the same easy-to-install hardware platform. Multicolor operation can be changed at any time for use with any supported title. Find out more at colordmd.com. And thanks for your sponsorship of this wonderful event.
Thank you very much. It's great. It's great to actually have the companies in the community supporting these events. You're one of our sponsors. What's the thought process for you? What brings you here as a sponsor?
Yeah.
Am I putting you on the spot too much?
A little bit, yeah. Well, I do kind of feel like part of my job is to go around and meet people and meet customers to help support pinball, because we all know it's a very niche kind of a thing, and being able to contribute to events like this, help make them better, especially from a production standpoint. Carl does an amazing job. I mean, this booth here, all the technology is incredible that gets employed to pull this off. Hopefully it comes across as seamless and easy, but it's a ton of work, and so it's something to help pinball grow.
So we're going to be diving into the class of 1812 here. Ryan, do you want to give us a quick rundown, maybe in a second once we get my control of the teleprompter?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm by no means an expert on this game, but it's very multi-ball heavy. You got every ball starts with lock lit on the right ramp here, which I don't have a teleprompter for yet. and we will in a minute. So you're going to be locking a ball on the right ramp, and no. Okay, sorry. We're going to have some teleprompter issues.
Well, right ramp, that green flashing light.
Right. So the right ramp is going to. You can see it right now. It's blinking. It's probably going to just see it right off the bat.
Dave's going to shoot for it, and he is missing.
And so you just lock a ball, and then you plunge the next ball, and you're in multi-ball. During multi-ball, the left ramp is $1 million per shot, as long as you have 2 balls still in play. And that lock on the right ramp is going to be requalified for you at the beginning of every ball.
One important thing that I think a lot of people don't know is when you get out of multi-ball and you don't hit a major shot right away, your left ramp will stay lit for millions, and you can keep shooting millions until you hit a major shot, like either another ramp or a loop or a scoop or a drop target.
So Dave started his multi-ball, but drained really quickly. Didn't manage to get any jackpots there.
It looks like
there it is, grace period.
See, so he's out of, no, this is not the grace period. It will just stay lit.
It stays until the switch is hit.
He just hit a drop target, and that made it that the ramp wasn't lit anymore, but it will just stay lit.
Oh, so you can just keep shooting in single ball play.
You can keep shooting it, yeah. You can shoot it for minutes if you don't hit anything else.
And now that he's played the multi-ball, then getting back into multi-ball involves dropping down the set of drops on the left where there's the flashing red arrow there. There's four drop targets, I believe. Oh.
There we go. He's out of it. But sometimes the door prize also awards multi-ball.
Yes.
That's the scoop that is lit right now.
Next to that flashing yellow light.
So Dave finishes off ball 1 with 1.6 million. That is going to be a little disappointing for that multi-ball to only take away the $1 million from it. The other kind of important feature in this game is the skill shot, which can be worth $1 million, and you can get it on your locks as well. You can sort of see the red flashing light. There's 3 lanes at the top. You want to plunge just past the lanes into a little saucer, and that'll give you a $1 million points.
In qualifying, I was having decent luck power plunging. So pull the plunger all the way back, and then grab it with your thumb, your left thumb, and like throw it forward as you plunge, and was ending up in the thing a lot. So somebody asked in chat what Ace Gogi is. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And that's a Korean barbecue in Los Angeles that has an amazing collection of pinball machines. They have a bounty on this game of $50, which gets awarded to the first person to score 60 million, and nobody's done it yet.
It's a difficult thing on this game, because sometimes on the God Leaps, you've got what I call the Insta Trap. Whenever it comes from a ramp, you can just hold the flipper up and it will trap. It's the case on a lot of God Leaps, but not on this one. So how you would get a lot of points on this one is get into multi-ball and just trap with the left flipper and backhand the ramp, but that's just not possible in this game.
So during qualifying, I would have thought a decent score on this game was around 15 million.
Yeah.
That was sort of, when I was stepping up to it, I wanted 15 to count on my card. Great scores, of course, were going a lot higher than that. If you play this game on location, this one is much harder.
Oh, God, look at that. He got it.
Oh my goodness, that was an amazing save. That is one of the features of this tournament, is that the games are fair. You can move them.
So that was Jordan Duchesne. He is somebody from Colorado that you probably never heard of, because he's only been playing competitive pinball for a little over a year. And last time I checked, he was top 20 in IFPA rating. His ranking isn't quite there yet, because you got to travel to a lot of tournaments to get that up. But he had an incredible nudge there to bring it back into the field of play, and then that insane, rattled it out of the out lane.
And he's playing some good players here right now. Andrei Masenkov won Papa one time, right? Dave Stewart is a great player who's been around for years. Olimiko Ojamis is a player from Finland who's been playing for ever since I've been playing pinball, at least, I think. That's like over 15 years.
All right, so
traveling a lot for tournaments as well.
Let's see what Andre can do on this ball, stepping up to ball 1. You can see the scores for all of the players on the screen, but we've also got score bit integration on this game, so they're also displayed in text below each of the players' locations. Let's see what. So Andre plays on the fly. He is known for being very much an on-the-fly player. It's not to say he won't trap up, but he's not going to take a lot of time while he's trapped up.
I think right now he's trying to shoot the right targets, because he dropped down all the targets, and there's some targets behind it that can give you points, and you're basically locked out of anything else while that's happening. So you cannot start your multi-ball, you cannot get a door prize.
So he was available if he could have hit all 3 of those stand-up targets. He was getting 2 million points each time he completed those. With scores in the 10 million range, 2 million is valuable.
It really is, yeah.
Valuable, but also, I mean, there's also hurry up on the left stand-ups. That's I believe starts at 5, maybe million. Counts down.
Yep.
That one's definitely a little more valuable. And
But this game's there we go. Dave Stewart hits the skill shot, so you'll see he gets 1 million points from that.
Which is, if you can do that on every ball, like having a 3 million base is really nice.
And on your locks, if you can pull off
I've tried
a lock
it, but
each
I don't
ball.
think it rewarded me millions. Maybe it did. Maybe I just didn't notice it when I played this game.
So Dave's going for that lock shot. He's trying to get the ball controlled on the left flipper. You can see he's using some what we think of as fairly normal flipper skills here, post-pass, just to flick the ball over. And there we go. We've got a lock.
And he shoots it. It's unfortunate that we don't have sound right now, because I just love the song that this game has when you're in multi-ball.
It's Chickens doing the 1812 overture.
It is.
So there you go. So he got his skill shot, got his 1 million points for it.
Now can he get the balls under control?
See, it's really difficult to backhand that ramp, so you definitely want it on the right flipper.
And this is perfect. This is the perfect position. Oh, he didn't quite get it stopped.
In qualifying, I was able to backhand that left ramp, actually. It had to be perfect.
Yeah.
So it's possible. But oh, boy.
Oh!
So you see there is a post there, but it does not have a rubber on it.
No.
So that ball does not come up with very much
He
force.
did not get many millions this round, at least not in his multi-ball.
So this ramp is also harder than a typical ramp you'd see on on location. I believe that the yellow tapered post rubbers that they have put on it in front of the ramp are wider than you would typically have on this game to make that shot narrower and harder, so that people can't just repeat it over and over again forever.
I see Carl put a little clip of the awesome outlane save we just saw a few minutes ago, so people can rewatch it if they want that.
Thanks. Actually, that was Pinball Nerds podcast and Hippie Smack.
Pinball Nerds
both
podcast.
clipping
They
it.
both clipped it.
Thank you, guys.
That's how great of a save it was.
So this is only Miko stepping up for ball 2. He didn't really get anything going on ball 1.
But at least he's starting his multi-ball now.
Yep. So let's see if he can get this skill shot. But what's most important is to get control so that you can start trying to capitalize on those millions.
Yes.
Taking his time.
I like how the little the lights show you that you have to plunge your ball. There's an arrow there.
Yeah, there's some really cool lighting effects that they've done. Does this one spell tilt when you tilt?
That I don't know.
Because I know they do that on Space Shuttle. They might do that on this as well if they're using the grid for text.
So just like Dave, he's trying to get
There we
control
go.
of both balls before. Oh, he's
There's the
backhand. He's got the
backhand.
first million.
And can he post catch?
Oh,
nice.
he does. Very nice.
So you can see that you could repeat that indefinitely if you can pull it off.
And it's still lit for millions right now, so he's definitely still trying to make that ramp.
So even though he got 1 million, it's still, you're going to get 1 million on the way out.
Yeah,
You can keep going until you
can
hit the
keep
switch.
going. Like if you don't hit anything else, like it's still going. Right now it's out. So as soon as he hit that orbit, that's when the lights went out. So it's not a grace period, because Gottliebs often don't really have a grace period. It's really just, it will just stay lit until you hit anything else.
All right, so now he's out of multi-ball. Door prize could award it again. I don't think anyone's going to shoot door prize on purpose, but there it bounced in.
And what does it give him? It gives him small points.
50,000 points.
What are the other awards? So there's light extra ball, there's 500,000, there's instant multi-ball.
Those are the ones I can think of right now.
Yeah, maybe like 500,000 is in there too, right? Like 50,000, 500,000, light multi-ball, get multi-ball.
So, okay, so yeah, what do we think he's doing here? So there's that green light on the right ramp. I don't believe it's lit right now. Okay, no, it's not.
It's not lit for the lock.
Yeah, he's probably going for those targets on the left, which was to light the next lock, which just killed him.
So I think the light is blinking when the multi-ball is ready.
Okay.
And it's probably just ghosting when it's not active.
If only there were a solution
He may have
for
also
that.
felt that he may have also not felt secure with the post cast and trying to get the ball to the right flipper that way.
That's true. That's a good way to pass on some games.
I said post cast.
boy.
I meant post pass.
That's unfortunate for Jordan.
Yeah, there's no ball save on this game.
So
And there's no way to short plunge, right? I mean, you have to go through the lanes up top into the pops.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. And even if you hit the skill shot, it feeds it back into the pops.
It does. Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, very, very much just getting the ball in control is is step one on this game.
Yeah.
Like, you get that skill shot, but you're in danger every time, which is high variability on these scores. Andre hits a skill shot for 1 million points, up to 3.5 million, passing player 2, which is Olimiko. This is ball 2. There's still more to come here, but let's see if Andre can get a multi-ball going.
They've been struggling with hitting that multi-ball start.
It ends up being one of these things, we were talking about this the other day, the nerves when you start to get into the finals. You will almost always see no one misses a shot late. Everyone misses their shots early. Because when those nerves start coming, you get anxious and you're just a little fast because you're amped up more than you normally would be, and you'll notice that almost everyone misses these shots early.
Are you able to take advantage of that ever by, thinking to yourself, okay, late, as you're warming up for that shot that you have to take?
I know some people will be able to do things like that to settle themselves or to think through. My personal opinion after reading Inner Game of Tennis is to let my intuitive focus to it, but
Dave's in multi-ball right now.
yeah, so let's see if he can get control and start taking ramps.
That's one
One
ball
ball.
trapped.
Yeah. So I wondered there if maybe he was going to take an early shot with the first one because it's such a close game and 1 million is, worth a lot.
There's one.
And he did, but it collided with the other ball and he was out of control and he only ended up with 1 million.
Million
Uh-oh.
shot not lit anymore. Or he thought it was going to bounce.
So Dave finishes up this game after bonus with 6.7 million. That is certainly a score that any one of these players can chase down. It doesn't take much of a multi-ball to get past that.
Yeah.
Do you think he might have played that differently there if he was, say, had Jordan's score with 200,000?
There's not a ton of strategic choice here. Like, with the rules being set up so that the multi-ball is always lit at the beginning of the ball, the safest thing to do is to shoot that ramp.
Right.
I don't think you change your mind and go multi.
That's true, but I felt like maybe he rushed that a little bit. He could have waited for the second ball to come down, but he
because he had the ball on the right flipper, so even if that second ball would have drained, he could have still had a shot at that million.
That's true.
All right, so Olimiko has hit his lock shot. See if he can get his skill shot, and he just needs to hit the ramp 3 times, roughly 4 times to pass player 1, Dave Stewart, right now.
And probably he wants a few more to make sure that nobody else is going to pass him.
But really, on game 1 in this format, so we're playing in what's typically called a Papa-style format finals here. The winner of the game will get 4 points. Second place will get 2 points. Third place 1 point, and fourth place 0.
Yes.
The most important thing in game 1 is don't take a 0. So I like to step up and be very much. My first goal, if I'm Olimiko, is make sure I pass Dave before I even start worrying about crushing more points.
So his million shot is still lit, as you can see.
Even now.
And
still.
now,
Okay.
And now it's not lit anymore because he shoot the orbit.
Okay. So we were saying before, it's a switch will turn it off, but not the in-lane switch on the return.
No, it's like more like a major shot.
And there he goes. He got instant multi-ball, so he's right back in from the mystery award in the door. Door prizes can be very valuable at a party with a whole bunch of nondescript monsters.
Thank you for the subscription, Buffalo Pinball.
All right, can he get the balls under control? No. But again, million's still lit.
Million's still lit. So maybe if he can get
calm down.
because it's not going to time out, so he should just take his time to catch his ball and shoot that million shot.
There we go, million.
And it's still going to be lit, so he can still do this.
Oh, that was
That
nice.
was really nice. See?
So like you said, you can't just lift it up and have it come to rest, but you could tip it over like that. It was beautiful.
$500,000 from that door prize, much better than the 50,000.
Yeah, so he's on 10 million. He's definitely. Ooh, look at that. That post helping him out.
But
It's
now
even
that
more impressive on the Gottlieb game like this with the pointy flippers because it's just they feel different than other games. Everything is a little bit different. So being able to do those same little subtle flipper skills is really impressive.
Yeah. So he's got the little moat on the right ready. which will
There we
time out
go.
in 10
Did it.
seconds.
Got another 2 million from that, up to 14 million. Still has his Grover millions
Yeah.
going. If he can hit all 3 targets, he can cash out another 2 million. He's got 9 seconds left.
It looked like it reset the
Ooh.
timer when he.
Yeah, when he cashed it out, it resets
Yeah.
the timer.
So
Yeah.
this is the thing where I don't know in my own play. It's like when you're ahead, what kind of things do you do? And like that. So that's a dangerous 2 million to collect, but it's 2 million.
It's a dangerous 2 million to collect, but your alternative is to be shooting dangerous drop targets to try to requalify your locks.
True.
It is, yeah. And when I was playing this in qualifying, my mind went like, no, I should not shoot those shots because it's going to drain my ball. But if you see the scores, if you can actually manage that, those 2 millions are like really worth it because the scores were not that high in qualifying.
So Jordan really hasn't got anything going yet. We'd like to see him actually try to get a multi-ball here. He just doesn't seem to be comfortable on
This
the
is
machine.
not his game.
But he's
Not
not
right now.
It's game 1.
It's game 1. Yep, totally.
You can win and own your own destiny. And
But
you
if
can still make
in
it
this
through.
game, if you don't cash in your multi-ball on each ball, that's a big miss because that's like opportunities for points that you're not getting, and then you have to do the same what everybody else did, only in one ball at the last thing.
Yeah, Class of 1812 is a polarizing game. I've probably said in the past that I hate it, but playing it a little bit this weekend, I just changed my mind a little bit. The audio is so ridiculous, and the theme and the artwork's just all over the place. But like we said in the chat, there, it's a simple game, but it's fun to do the thing.
I've got very fond memories of this game. I went to Papa 7 in 2004, and I didn't have a lot of money. I was 16, and this game was on free play. So I basically played the Class of 1812 for 4 days in a row, and it was great.
All right, so Andre has started his multi-ball. As the big arrow in the middle of the screen shows, the ball is sitting in the shooter lane.
And as we said, Andre's a very on-the-fly player, so we're going to see some furious flipping here.
Yeah, I'm interested to see whether he will
Or maybe
separate.
not. Okay.
No, he flipped
Well, he's
away.
still kind of on the fly. Like, he did catch his ball, but he didn't wait for the other ball to settle and to go for his millions.
There's 1 million. He needs a
That was a really nice-
second
Oh,
million
this is
here to pass.
Pass Dave.
Really big shot here.
Oh, no.
no.
There's not going to be enough
No.
bonus to do that.
That was a point.
So
that
it
he
seems like
gave up.
only Miko is getting the 4 points. Dave 2, Andre. Yeah, Andre 1 point, and Jordan 0 points going into game 2. Dave probably has choice.
So one of our sponsors is Scorebit, which is a insane device that you stick inside of your pinball machine. It reads the scores on the fly. We have those showing the scores during the finals here live, and then so here's the games that are all going on right now. Some of these are A, some of these are B, and the little circles, when you see the circle there with a number in it, that's what ball number it is. So for example, well, we're moving over to Scared Stiff right now.
Joining
Okay.
in progress, Scared Stiff. This is Colin McAlpine. It looks like they are...
So I think they're on ball 2, and they we can see the scores. Colin is player 1. He's got 10 million.
Oh, and he's got Scared Stifflet
He's
going.
actually, I think he's in crate multi-ball right now.
Oh, he's in crate multi-ball. Oh, yes, he's multi-ball. I was like, he's got all the things.
So
And
he's
the
got
crate is lit.
two balls in play, and the only thing to do here is shoot the crate, which is straight up the middle with the red flashing lights up there. And you starts out at 250K per shot, and then it increases the more you make. Now that's interesting that he's going for the left ramp there. We kind of lost the playfield cam here for a second. But there is, I hear about this increasingly, that the left ramp, if you make consecutive shots, the value starts at, 50 or 100K, and it can get up to 450K.
Yeah, so it will be worth more than your jackpots in the crate multi-ball.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So Boney
And
Beast
safer.
combos is safer, and the really strong players can keep shooting that over and over again. It's
Yeah.
similar to the Metallica ramp piston approach that a lot of the players will take.
Yeah.
Yes. And so while the camera's being reset here, I mean, this game, we're going to see everybody's pretty much going to be playing multi-ball, the coffin multi-ball, which is you qualify locks on the left ramp, and then you shoot the left orbit to light locks. And then less popular, but we'll probably see, as we did just see, will be the crate multi-ball, which is right up the middle. And you can see there's 2 little blinking lights on top of the crate there. the third set, that shows your crate progress. So he's a little past halfway on progress for crate. Another thing so he could let the ball go there, which he's going to do. So there's this trick here for playfield validation. He's getting the skill shot, and he's going to likely pick one of the multi-ball extends, probably the crate or the...
Double trouble.
Okay.
That could be a smart choice.
Yeah, it depends. So if his multi-ball's ready, okay, this is great. So, that was ball 2. There's been a modification from the standard settings here that normally double trouble is 20 seconds, but they've extended it to 40 seconds, which I think is a good idea, because the 20 seconds, you can't get very much done by the time you start the thing. And so he's really, while the scores are doubled, he really wants a left ramp and then a left orbit for a lock.
He wants 2 left ramps.
You're right. Okay, now lock is lit.
Yeah, when you've got the double trouble going and you know you have to shoot that ramp, it's difficult.
It is. And unfortunately, I wonder if he's now regretting starting double trouble. Because personally, I love to get that third lock lit so that it's just one shot before starting the double trouble, because the jackpots are 500,000 each and doubled is $1 million. And as you can see, $1 million per shot is significant in this game.
Me as not an American, where is he from? Catonsville, ND. I don't know all the.
Maryland.
Is that Maryland?
Yep.
They got the first letter and the last letter, and it was like, that works.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
We'll just keep taking letters out until it looks good.
So this is ball 3. So Elliot did not manage to pass Colin, and he is guaranteed to take a 0 on this.
Maybe that's why he chose double trouble, by the way. So because he knew it was ball 3, and he needed to do it to be able to pass Colin.
So let's see what Raymond does with his
We don't have
web.
a camera on the spinning thing, so he extended his coffin multi-ball. Okay, that's going to start it. So he had 2 locks,
that's a nice one.
and it was ready, so it's going to start.
So does that consume the extender, or do you start it and get your extender?
No, you get your extender.
Yeah, it will award you 1 step of getting closer to multi-ball. So if that is locking your last ball, then it will start your multi-ball.
Same with crate. You can start crate the same way.
Yes.
So so here we're going to do alternating jackpots, or sorry, alternating ramps is where the jackpots are. So right now, you can see that the right ramp is lit for jackpot, and there it is, 500K, and now it's going to move to the left ramp. So he's going to try and get that done. And you can see there's like these orange lightning bolts right above the flippers. Those are glowing. That means his extender, which he chose as a spider award, is still on. So if he loses one of these balls, it's going to launch a new ball into play and restart the multi-ball. So he's got a nice safety net going on. And
he's doing the Bony Beast.
He's doing the thing. So 250, 300, 350, and he's just gonna. It goes like this until you miss, right, and then it resets back.
And so what is a multi-ball jackpot worth?
500.
500, but you have to alternate ramps.
Yeah, oh yeah, for
sure. So
sure.
that's like I've seen people do it, like just shoot one ramp and then shoot the other, and like keep that going.
So satisfying. Get
it
that
really
going
is.
on.
But this allows him to keep one ball completely safe, and then do this repeated shot. And if he can keep it going for 7 in a row, he's getting more value per shot.
But as you can see, every time he misses, it goes, even if he doesn't hit another major switch, it seems like it kind of times out and it goes back to 50K. So you really got to, now this is like a nice wide ramp. So it's in terms of pinball ramps, it's rather repeatable. And he's one of the best players in the world.
That's
8 in a row.
And it's safe. He's definitely even when he wouldn't make it up to loop 9 where he is right now, like it's still a safe shot with one ball trapped.
So it stays at loop 9
extenders.
at that point. So it doesn't let you go any higher than the 450.
That's right.
And now he's got his extender.
Now he's going to probably pass it over. Yep, perfect. And I mean, this is a great example of like high-level play that's sort of subverting the rules of the game, right? It wants you to shoot alternating ramps for jackpots.
Yeah.
Like, no thanks.
High-level play and high-level knowledge of the game.
Oh, this is great. So now he's got 2 on the left. He can repeat his Bony Beast.
Yeah, so
and if he drains out...
He's got a ball stuck.
No, he's got 2 left.
No, he's got a ball stuck on the ramp.
He does. You are correct.
Did he
Looks
shoot
like
it
it's on
into
top,
a plastic or
on
something?
top of the leaper.
I would not do that.
don't
I would get somebody.
Yeah. So a TD will come over and resolve this.
I think he's concerned about the repercussions here. Now, okay, so normally with a stuck ball, you have I guess that's what's going to happen here. They're gonna open up the glass. They're going to take it and put it on the flipper, and you put it on whichever side of the playfield the ball is on. You put it on that flipper. So they're going to put 3 balls on the left.
They're going to put
flipper.
3 balls on the left, which is why I think he did the shake.
You
He
think so?
probably did, yeah. But still, like, he got like 2 dangers really quickly. So would you rather have 3 balls on one flipper or all balls in the drain because you've tilted?
That's true. I mean, I'm sure he regrets that. And yeah, just while we have a second in the booth here, my name is Ryan Wenger, and with me is
Jasmijn de Jong.
And Ian Harrower, and we are at It Never Drains in Southern California at the Open here at the Museum of Pinball.
This is the second round. This is game 1. This is ball 3, player 3. You can see all of this information in the lower left here. It doesn't have the title of the game, which is Scared Stiff, where we're playing right now. A nice little cradle separation.
Managed to get right back to where he was.
Yeah, that was perfect. And guess what we're going to see here? What do you think he's going to do, guys?
Here we go.
He's probably going to shoot a ramp.
Yeah.
And he misses.
Oh,
So
interesting.
use
Okay.
the jackpot to cause this cradle separation. And now he's back to Bony Beast.
That was a nice mix of luck and skill there.
3 in a row. Display's taking its time to catch up. 4. And he's right back to it.
Yeah, and we do, with this score bit integration, sometimes with the display animations, you can't always see the score. So if you look down below his name, you'll see the score there, although it's a little behind.
And you can see other people's scores, which is nice.
A person from the Black Lagoon is asking about the women's playoffs. You'll be able to probably watch the stream from yesterday on the IE Pinball page. I think if you go to like videos or something, you can watch past streams. So you'll be able to get updated on that if you want to watch that again.
Yeah, I just noticed that it is actually his score, but is updating Colin's score right now at the moment.
It'll update it every time it displays the score.
Yeah, but
it's
it's
giving
putting-
the points
it's
to
giving-
Colin.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's giving the points to Colin. Okay, so they're probably on the fly working this out.
Ryan is.
Jay is here. I think Jay probably knows. They've also... they were having some problems with the ball count on this game as well. So do not look at those scores.
Just look at the score. That is
26 million is a very good score on this game.
Yeah. Did you guys play this game in qualifying?
I did not.
I did, and
My highest was 11 million.
Okay, well,
What Colin has.
I felt it was very fair playing game. Okay, so here he's got Scared Stiff lit, which means it completed the 6 objectives of this game. If you guys are him right now, are you
Trying
glad to be playing
No.
this? Okay.
I'm not. You can complete Scared... What does completing Scared Stiff worth? 20?
No, I think it gives you 5 million and the monster multi-ball.
Okay.
And I think the monster multi-ball can be worth quite a lot. I think the shots are like $1 million or something.
I believe every shot is $1 million.
But I haven't got it a lot, so I'm not sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So one of the things. So here's what's going to happen. He needs 10 shots. He's 2 of them. You do ramps and then crates. So he's got to hit either ramp. They're both flashing with the red jackpots right now. That's all. There's nothing else to do. Nothing else can award points. And now he needs to go in the crate, which is right up the middle. But the problem is every time you hit the crate, we're going to see here the kick out can kill you. It might not come to the flipper at all.
There it is.
That was
A little bit of a pilot
that was
error,
a little
but
bit of a blunder, but
Yeah.
everybody, I mean, as a competitive player, you're freaking out when that kick out comes. A lot of times it's just going to bounce off the side and go out straight to the left out lane.
yeah, probably in the tournament you kind of want to avoid getting too scared stiff. Like my strategy is just shooting rams, just going for coffin, and keep doing that. And the rest is probably going to follow, but I'm definitely not trying to finish my monsters lap, and I'm definitely not trying to finish the skulls, because you want to get your opportunity to be able to get your multi-ball going.
That's absolutely how
So
I play too.
interesting. Levante chose to actually do the proper skill shot instead of plunging the web.
Oh, he did. Okay.
I wonder why.
It did...
Wouldn't know. The thing is, like, we can't see what he already got on the web.
Yes. He may already have his extenders.
He may, but then there's still like other stuff on there that could be worth going for.
Yeah.
It's true, and the points for that are kind of meaningless for him because he needs 7 million to catch the next closest score.
Yeah. So he's got his spider lit again. Is he gonna, or it's still lit, I guess. Is
Yeah.
he gonna go for it this time, or is he gonna go for a skill shot again?
Now, if you take the skill shot he took before with the yellow arrow, so he can let this drain here.
Yeah. I think he was definitely trying to get the spider skill shot.
I mean, this is good awareness and nerves right here, you know, because you don't want to just like, you don't want to screw this up, let the ball drain and walk away.
Yeah, as long as the score is still flashing, you can let it drain, but
but you may not have time to look at. Oh, this is okay.
Double trouble.
So.
Oh, he was saving his double trouble.
Right, so he passed up the skill shot to ready his lock to start double trouble.
Because
right
he just locked ball 2, and he was trying to get his third ball ready, third lock ready.
That was really smart play,
so
unfortunately.
Yeah, it's really good play. I still wouldn't risk that top skill shot. I would have just sacrificed the points.
Yeah, well,
controlled to the flipper.
He could have short plunged and got on the flipper. Yeah.
But
So this was the last game that was being played in round 1 of round 2.
Or game 1
game
of
1 of
round
round 2. So we're going to move on to a new game now.
This is incredible to have two rigs, so we can watch one game, and when it's over, get in on the second one.
Yeah.
So in group 1, we had Oli Miko with the game we watched. Oli Miko took 4 points. Dave Stewart with 2 points. Andre Masenkov with 1 point, and Jordan Duchesne with 0. We just saw our Group 2 game where Colin will take, where Raymond will take that game with 4 points. Colin with 2. Levante will take 1, and Elliot will take 0. Group 3, we had Colin Urban winning that game with 4 points. Second place, Chris Warren. Third place, Lewis Bevins. And fourth place, Jermaine. Winners from Group 4 looked like it was Joe Lemire. Group 5 taking the first game was Donovan Stepp, and Group 6, David Real taking the win there. So we've got a lot of action still to go here. We're going to go to game selection. Top seed will choose first. So interesting in this format, one of the things I really like that they do in this tournament is that each player may only select a game once in the entire finals.
So that's the same for
it
the
is
Open
the same
as it
for
was
the
for
Open
Classics.
as it is for Classics.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in early rounds, actually the people who are the top seeds in these rounds are probably using all their choices because people with buys haven't come in yet, and they're going to be driving the buses later. So it doesn't have quite as much impact as it did in Classics, but it's still an interesting thing. You have some of the top players who didn't necessarily seed as high as their rating or ranking would put them. And so the decision as to whether to pull out that game that you're super confident with or save it for the next round is really tough.
There was one group in the first round where the highest seed chose 2 games, got 6 points. So then for his third game, chose a game that he normally wouldn't have picked, but because he kind of knew with his 6 points that he was pretty safe for moving on, he could save maybe a future pick that he likes way more for one of the future rounds. So you kind of have to be creative with the games that you're picking if you get the choice. Like, do you want to pick your best game right away, or do you want to maybe save it if somebody like defers their choice to you? Then you can still pick a game that you really want to play.
Yeah, I think it led to an interesting mix of choices and decisions in Classics. So I had situations where I was playing with Eric Stone, and he deferred the first game and then took a third, so then he chose the second game. Yeah. You know, he felt confident about beating me and the rest of my group mates. And then he's, wait a minute, I got to get back on this. And then I know by the time he reached the finals, he had sort of run out of picks and was deferring. And we had a situation even where it got deferred twice, and so the third highest seed got to pick.
Yeah.
So the other interesting rule here at the Open is that the top qualifier gets to optionally eliminate one game from the finals bank
and put a new one in,
and
right?
put a game from Classics into the finals bank.
I don't think that
so
happened.
Viking was eliminated,
Oh,
and
yeah,
Wizard was brought in.
Oh, Wizard is in. Okay.
At least I'm assuming it was this rule still exists, and that's what happened as opposed to
Yeah, no, yeah. We were talking about it yesterday, and it does still exist. Yeah.
So I think Keith was our top seed, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was. So
I was looking
Wizard
down around the 40s most of the time.
The other decision that was made is Rescue 911 did not make it into the final.
Which is just sad. It would have been so much fun to stream a 30-minute game of Rescue 911.
Per player.
Per player, yeah, totally.
I think it would have been interesting to see one good ball of it, and then just, that's it. We'll move to a different game after that. There were some long multi-balls played on Rescue 911. You'd look at the queue, and everything would be 30 minutes, and Rescue 911 was an hour and 20 minutes.
It was interesting. I think we're going to watch Sopranos again because we're following Dave's group.
No.
We're not going to watch Sopranos?
Thank you for the compliment, Strategy Jojo, and anybody else in chat. If you have any questions about rules or strategy or the tournament, the format, anything for us.
We're going to go to Group 2.
And we're going to be following Alice Cooper.
Oh, boy.
I don't know anything about this game.
I know a little. I've played it a few times. So
I've played it a few times and should know the rules better than I do.
So I can walk us through a little bit of
Yeah.
this. I don't think we have teleprompter yet. Question mark? No. It's dead? Okay, it's dead. We will not be teleprompting, but that's fine. So
that was half my job.
That was
That's why I'm here, for the drawing.
So stepping up to this game, most of your points are coming from modes. Modes are huge. The big thing you want to do here is if you complete a mode, then it starts a frenzy, a timed frenzy where you have unlimited ball play. If you drain, it's going to come back. Hit as many switches as you can, and when that time expires, there's a little stand-up target on the left that if you hit that, you cash in the entire value of that. And you can be getting 30, 40 million out of those hurry-up modes.
Okay.
So the key is get modes going.
Where do you start those modes?
So to start the modes, there's two ways you can be doing it. So you're shooting orbits. So if you shoot either the left or right orbit, that will qualify towards locking in your mode.
Okay.
Once you're ready to start your mode, you can either start it on those orbits again, or if you hit the center 3-bank targets, which are kind of hidden by the upper playfield, there's 3 stand-up targets there, then that will light the hidden passage, which is that shot just right there to left, and that will start your mode.
Okay.
So those are your key focuses. Now, these modes are all incredibly different in how they play. Some of them are there's good arguments as to which ones are safer and which ones are better. I think highest point value and reasonably safe is probably Creature from the Pit, which is sort of my preference for mode to be going to. Insects and Werewolf, I think, are okay. I don't like any of the modes that involve the upper playfield.
Does this have a ball save like in GoldenEye?
Yes, it has a magnetic ball save. If you spell save by going through the in lanes, and if you spell save, it will qualify.
Okay, kind of like what they did on TNA
Yeah.
as well. Okay.
All right, so this is
So this is Elliot Keith, and there's a lock, sort of, I don't know my teleprompter, but it's just to the left of the right ramp. He locked a ball in there and then freed it to start a 2-ball multi-ball. That's available at any time. And it's not particularly valuable, but in a situation like this, you don't want to end up with a nothing score, and so
Within that multi-ball, can you start modes, or
you
are you
cannot
locked
start
out of
modes
that?
while you're in the multi-ball, but you can start a mode and then bring the multi-ball in.
Oh, so that could be very nice. Like if you manage to start a mode first, then get that multi-ball going.
All right, so Elliot is in Werewolf. So Werewolf, I like the thematic integration to this. You'll see there's a bunch of green shots flashing, and there are red shots. If he hits a green shot, he will load his crossbow, and then he has to hit the 3-bank of stand-ups to fire the crossbow at the werewolf. Oh, it's not a crossbow anymore. It's a gun.
A gun with silver bullets.
Yes, maybe I was wrong. Maybe they changed the animations. So if you hit a red shot, the monster does damage to you, and if you hit the monster, you do damage to it.
What is the damage that it does to you? Like, does it steal points from you?
No,
or
there's 2
is it
health bars.
Okay, and what
on the
happens
screen.
when you get low? Is that just the end of the mode?
You fail the mode, yeah.
Okay.
If the monster beats you, and if you beat the monster, you go into the frenzy.
Okay. It's fun to see a mode where you're like physically like trying to avoid shots because.
Yep. And so, because this is on competition settings or competition install, the werewolf will always be the first mode if no one changes it. You can change what mode you're on by hitting that 3-bank of stand-ups.
Okay, but that sounds like a dangerous shot to do, so you might as well just start the mode that you're on.
So you see he hit the 3-bank, and it says 2 more to light secret passage.
Inferno Squad is talking about Champions Cup. I think there also you can you get damage and it will finish your mode if you don't defeat the guy.
So he has hit the target 3 times, so the secret passage is now lit to start the mode, and he will start his mode that way instead of using the orbits. Yeah.
Sounds like a dangerous shot.
Would you ever consider shatzing on this game to light your save?
So I don't remember I think that what they've done with the rules on this game, it is not the same as on Alice Cooper, or not Alice Cooper, on
TNA?
no, Rob Zombie. So on
Oh.
Rob Zombie, you get it, and then you're safe.
Oh, okay.
But on this one, you get it, and then it times out after a few seconds. So you might want to like hit 3 of them,
and make sure
and
your
then
last
save
one.
the last one. But I wouldn't do that. But
I don't know. I haven't played this game enough to know if that's a viable strategy. Can you, do you want to build that safety net before you get going?
so there is also a second multi-ball in the game.
Oh, right, and
main
you've got a fan
multi-ball.
in the chat.
Thanks, Chris.
So there's
I'm
the
blushing.
Feed Your Frankenstein multi-ball, which has shared locks between all of the players, but they're fairly, at least the first lock is shared, it's fairly easy to get. So you lock a ball up the ramp. That locked 1 ball in the back box. The second location is to go into the upper play field, shoot that little drop target, and then put it up the ramp behind that.
Okay. Okay.
So
So while we were trying to get to know the game, I think they are on ball 2 now.
Yes.
Colin McAlpine.
Now,
is-
so because Colin's going first, can we sort of imply that he was the one who chose
I'm pretty
this
sure.
game?
yeah.
I don't think anybody of this group on this game would pick to go first. Or maybe they would, but I would say you would probably want to get fourth
Right.
so you can see what the other people are doing.
So I think that means we can expect that Colin knows this game best, or knows this game quite well. And this is, if you don't know, this is a rather new game. It's manufactured out of Wisconsin, kind of the mom and pop manufacturer, Spooky Pinball. And I don't say that to be derogatory. Every game of theirs gets better and better and more sort of competition worthy. Good for location, and so yeah, I think this is a game probably that he thought he had an advantage over everybody else on, and that's why he chose it.
Yeah, and it is very much it's a challenging layout. There's a lot of shots.
Tight shots.
They're very tight shots. And I know a lot of pinball enthusiasts kind of feel like it's got one too many shots if you just open them all up a little. But I like it. I think it's really great for this level of competition because it is hard. It's a hard game to play, and there's a lot of... Bowen's done a great job with the rules, balancing this out so that there's a lot of decisions the players are making as they play.
I wonder how well Raymond knows the game, because it is on location in Seattle at quite a few bars. So he's definitely had the chance to practice the game.
All right, so Colin is he's in his 2-ball crypt multi-ball. Looks like you can reveal the secret passage while you were in this. You're collecting these ghost jackpots, which are lit through, like, probably that green shot now. But they're not huge relative to what you could score in actually doing well in a mode.
So you think he is making mode progress here, yeah?
He's at least making progress towards lighting the secret passage.
Okay, so the right orbit is the one that's flashing now. This is kind of small, but on the display, on the LCD back glass there that's above the players' names, there's a little sort of pyramid-y looking thing with X's in it at the very bottom between the scores. And so there's a red X in there, and that shows where you are on the map. And you start at the bottom and you progress to the top. And so left orbits take you to the left and right orbits take you to the right. So you can see he's like kind of in the top left corner, which means there's nowhere to go left. The final, to light the mode is to the right. So that's why the right orbit is lit, and that's what he has to do next.
So I guess I was wrong because he did start insects. So you can make mode progress. You can start the mode from the 2-ball.
Yeah,
so I was wrong.
really-
That seems like the way to go.
That was careful.
Then I
and
would
well
probably
played there.
get into that multi-ball as soon as I can and just try getting a mode going.
All right, so this is insects. Insects is a mode where there are green shots. They squish the insects. You need to squish 12
It's like
or
playing
something.
Starship Troopers.
So yeah, there's a splat. Nice
I bet
insect
they're smaller
squished.
insects.
But the shots are not very valuable in this mode, and there's a lot of them. And
But-
there's this game. So what happens when you're in a mode in this game? Like if he drains here, what will happen?
If he drains it, will end the mode.
Okay, but the mode does not time out. Is that correct?
So I thought they added the ability to the mode to the timeout, but I guess I'm wrong because I don't see a timer.
Okay, yeah. A lot of games, a mode. You start a mode and it times out. This game, you are in this mode until you finish it. So if you start a mode like Insects with a lot of shots, he's in this for the rest of the ball until he finishes, and now he's out.
That's
so
unfortunate because
And
he
so
had
when he drains his ball, it will not come back in the next ball?
No.
Because that's what, like, on Black Knight, for example, when you start a mode and you haven't finished it or it hasn't timed out, in the next ball it will still be on.
So on
right?
the old code, it continued your mode, but people really, like, they'd start Vampire, which requires you to hit the guillotine in the upper playfield. And if you were locked into that for the remainder of the game and everything else is blocked out, it was really not an enjoyable
There was just no progress you could make.
Yeah.
So, Shadow Till, you're asking for clarification on the pyramid.
See, Mr. Braboto is talking about the guillotine.
So I called it a pyramid. I guess it's sort of a diamond. So there's a tiny little diamond, like look at the LCD, very bottom in the center. Yep, there's a diamond right there. It's okay. So that's showing that he's sort of in the upper left there. You start at the bottom, you try and get to the top. So all that's left here is a shot to the right side.
All right, so we got Werewolf.
So he spotted it somehow there to be...
he went through the secret passage.
Okay. Wait, so the little pyramid map thing, is that for modes or that's for...
That's for modes. That's how you do it through the orbits.
Okay.
But if you qualify the secret passage, you can bypass the walking through the mansion.
Okay. And you do that with the...
by hitting the dangerous center targets and then shooting through the narrow... It's backhandable, but there's a narrow hidden shot there.
Oh, that came back again.
All right, so you can see on the display on the left is the monster's health and on the right is the player's health. So whenever he successfully fires his gun, he will bring down the monster's health, and if he hits a red shot, the monster will hurt him.
What do you mean by successfully fires his gun?
So to fire the gun, you must do that. So step one, it's a two-stage process. Step one, you hit a green shot to load the gun.
Okay.
That's a single-shot shotgun. So you load it with a silver bullet, or maybe it's a rifle. And now you must hit and then you hit the 3-bank to hurt the monster. The shots that you hit, and that's a missed shot, so he hit one of the red. So now his health has gone down slightly.
Yeah, that was pretty involved.
And how many, do you know how many shots you need to
I think you
kill
have to
the werewolf?
go through, it may be the full 6 shots.
Okay.
Like each of those green targets, each time he hits one, the shot goes away. So the next time he has to hit a different shot.
And is he right
Looks
now...
like he's 1 away, maybe 2 away.
Is he right now like really trying to go for those shots? Like,
Yes, he very much is. So now he needs the right ramp.
Would it be like, can you, like, within his mode, like, he could also start that 2-ball multi-ball, right? Like, would that be worth going? Try to put that in here, or...
He was in the 2-ball multi-ball. I'm not sure he must be able to go back because it's always available.
Yeah.
No, right now I think in single ball play he has a better chance of finishing off this mode. So all he needs here is the right ramp and then the 3-bank.
So Yasmin, do you think that Ray is the kind of player who, you said there were a bunch of these on location, do you think he's the kind of player who would go out knowing that this is going to be in the bank and practice on it a bit?
He might be able to do that. Yeah, he might do that. There's also, we have in Seattle, we've got the Monday Night Pinball League, where you have to play on other locations against other teams. So you would sometimes go practice before. So I can imagine that he went to one of the locations before and actually played this game and practiced this game. So he might, through other tournaments that are in Seattle, might already know this game.
So Raymond finished out that ball. He had one shot to the 3-center bank to start his frenzy when that ball drained. That was incredibly frustrating and disappointing. Finishes at that ball with 11 million. The mode's been blown, so he has to restart his modes to get anywhere. He's going to be very frustrated from that, to not be able to close the gap to Colin. Now, in Europe, these games are probably extremely rare.
So I don't know, because when Spooky kind of came out with their games, I moved to Seattle. So I don't really know how rare or not rare these games are. What I do know, and I hope it's changing in Europe, I know that it's changing in some cities, is that there's just not a lot of location play. Not a lot of like pinballs in bars. All Americans here should feel really spoiled when they've got pinballs in bars and they can just go somewhere and hopefully the new Stern is going to be there. Because in most places in Europe, that's just not the case. So in the Netherlands where I lived, my hometown had one game in a bar. It was the Lebowski bar, and they had the Big Lebowski. And they had on another bar Game of Thrones and Batman 66. And I lived in a big city.
So we just started a 2-ball multi-ball there. A lot of people, this might not be clear, but when you lock a ball in that where that one just went, and then you get up on the upper playfield, you can drop it underneath that upper flipper, and that will start the multi-ball. It's kind of like this sneaky backdoor way of it's and sort of safer, than going for that drop target.
Yeah.
So he's got 8 bugs to go. Any of the green shots will squish the bug. This did not stop his insect mode. His multi-ball's over. But he can still progress towards this and try to get to that frenzy. I want to see someone get the frenzy.
I want to say, by the way, that I don't entirely agree with Puppyman 42 because I think European food is better. So maybe on pinball you guys are winning, but not on food.
Yeah, I know that one of the reasons the German tournaments are kind of set up the way they are is that they can't have coin-op machines on location.
No, a lot of what I think the big difference is that a lot of bars in Europe are allowed to have gambling machines in bars. They take way less space. They break down less. Like on the place of one pinball machine, you can put 2 of those gambling machines. So you just don't see them as much, unfortunately. Amsterdam's got a few games on location, mostly in coffee shops. That's where you can smoke weed because you're not allowed to have gambling machines in those places. But yeah, I don't know about Switzerland, where Levente is from. I don't know how location pinball is over there. I do know that Levente is probably going to those German tournaments, and they may have one over there. I don't know. I've never been there.
So this is Colin stepping up to the final ball of this game. He's got, what looks sort of like a big lead is, it's 24-10 to 11-9. It's not that sizable in this game. One well-played mode can easily win this game for anybody.
Yeah. And so Colin is going to be trying to make progress here towards starting his next mode, or will he just sort of play it safe and try to get that multi-ball? Now, with lock stealing enabled, you don't necessarily want to throw that lock in there for some other player to take. It's a nice strategic decision.
That's true. I would say the main multi-ball, the one from the upper playfield, that is the second lock that's really difficult. The first one is just a ramp. That's not, I wouldn't worry personally too much about that. And interesting with the other multi-ball behind the drop target by the right ramp is that if you lock a ball and you don't start the multi-ball, okay, so he's got it locked, got it here. He's got it locked. If he doesn't start this multi-ball and then another player does, Colin gets 1,000,000 points.
No, that's turned off.
No, it's turned off?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
So that's turned off because we're playing 4-player groups.
Okay.
And so you could collude, or you're helping another player.
Oh, so you could, like, when normally you would be able to steal somebody's lock, but then you would give that other player points?
Even if their game's already over.
Oh.
I think that's a cool rule. I understand
you're,
the illusion.
Brian, you're welcome to go post on Tilt forums and start this argument.
Yeah, if
I'm not the biggest fans of things like that. Just like the plundering in Jersey Jack. I feel like you need to play your best game, and I don't know.
but this is like you get compensated. So some people are very against lock stealing. This is a compensation for lock stealing, right? Like he gets he's either going to get a multi-ball out of it or 1,000,000 points from somebody else.
So Colin started his crypt multi-ball, and he seems to have started a mystery, which advanced monster, progressing through the castle. Is this the castle? No.
This game does have a lot of ball saves that start in the middle of the ball, right here. So
Creature.
We got the flashing light above the flippers. So if you don't know, that is the ball save light. So right now, so it's off now.
Colin has started Creature. So this is a throwback to Creature from the Black Lagoon. He's already in the hiding phase. He must have found it on his first shot. So there's 2 phases to this. The first phase, oh no!
Oh. Colin is not happy with that, but he is in the lead right now.
So I don't get to talk through it. First stage is like Creature from the Black Lagoon. There's 3 shots. The creature is hiding in one of them, so it's a throwback to that.
Okay.
I didn't know that. Cool.
And then the second phase is one of the coolest modes I've seen in pinball in a long time. You have to hide. You have to put the ball in a place where it can't be seen. In a scoop or around the orbit where it's blocked by the upper playfield, and you have to hide for 10 seconds, and it counts down to like the 0.1 of a second how long you are hidden to finish the mode.
That's awesome. I didn't know that. All right, so this is Elliot stepping up. He's got he's got some work to do to catch Colin, but it's very tight between him and the rest of the players. So you're going to be trying to start modes, which he just did.
So he's 1 shot away from lighting a secret passage, but he pulled a orbit there, which let's see what it's mystery. Tilt next player, no. Advanced monster. and he's going to start Zombie. So Zombie has a whole bunch of it has a moving shot moving around the playfield. There's a few, or maybe multiple moving shots around the playfield, which you just have to hit and hit some number of them. So you can see right now.
Now he can, if he drops it, but yeah.
There we go.
He did
Two-ball
the
ball,
secret
two-ball.
start there. Yep, that was great.
So headshot on the Zombie. 4 more to go. And the value for the Zombie, this is a hurry up. You get more value the faster you shoot the Zombie. So 4 to go.
And roughly how much you getting from each shot here?
Well, he's 300,000 right now.
Okay.
There's another shot on the Zombie.
Ooh, and it's doubled as a combo, and that's tripled as a triple combo. That's cool.
So now it's $1 million because the timer reset, but it goes down pretty fast. So it's in that secret passage shot up the middle, which is backhandable. There we go, headshot. 2 to go. I want to see someone finish a mode.
We've got a bunch of viewers from Europe, Germany. That's fun.
Yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the coverage of the Open here at It Never Drains in Southern California. We are in the second round. Is that what this is called?
Second round.
Second round.
Game 2.
And we're following Group 2 here. 2 shots to go still.
So we had some players with buys, single buys, and some players with double buys. So for this round, the players with the single buys came in, and next round, the players with the double buys will complete the field.
Yeah,
Nice
so I think
little
here Colin was the one with the single buy.
Elliot just needs one more shot to finish this mode out.
Where do you see that?
Up on the display. It says countdown, 601 to go.
To go, 1.
There it is.
I thought maybe
right.
that was an exclamation point.
I buy Pinball. Black Knight will be up when somebody picks it.
So now we have a frenzy mode. So you can see that he has a timer of 22 seconds left. That ball's coming back. 22 seconds to hit as many of the lit shots as possible. Again, it's counting down. It's still coming back, unlimited.
Oh.
Yeah, you'll see that flashing light between the flippers.
So now, like if he hits it fast, this is 1.5 million. There we go. Now these aren't being awarded to his score. These are being banked into the wave 2, into the time when it times out. So 3 seconds left. He's got to get cradled up now. Perfect. No, oh, he went for one more. I would have waited and tried to hit that hurry up that just got circled. So you can see 13
million.
Counting down. 8.
It looks like he knows.
He knows to hit it, and now it's not worth much.
Oh, God,
so
that's
when he
frustrating.
cashed that last jackpot, he was cradled on the right. I would have waited for the timer to expire. You would have cost yourself $1 million on the hurry up, that value, but you had a controlled shot right when it expires. 5 seconds left, get cradled.
So he passed Colin there.
Yeah, that was great. Up to 39.
That is crucial, and he's really excited to be in that position because if he hadn't passed Colin, we could have been in a situation where Colin and Raymond could have locked it up, their advancement before the third game. So now everybody still has life.
Yep. All right, let's see what Raymond Davidson stepping up for ball 3. Let's see what he can get going. Used a ball save. But he is progressing through the...
Ooh. That is not coming back, right? No.
That is not coming back.
So he is...
14 million.
14 million. So he just wants to get that 1 point now, just
Yeah.
hoping that Levente is not going to pass him. But Levente, of course, wants to pass everybody because he really needs those 4 points.
Yeah, so this is... And none of those scores, as we've seen, are out of reach. There's certainly points available. Got that multi-ball, the 2-ball multi-ball.
Did he steal that ball from somebody else?
Yes, he definitely stole that ball from somebody else.
Who will not get $1 million?
That's what you get
Much
for
to
leaving
my
a
chagrin.
That's what you get for leaving a ball out there when you drain.
But, like, imagine that put Colin ahead.
That's true.
That
right?
would be weird, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I'm glad they turned it off here. I can imagine it can be fun when you're just in a bar playing with friends and like annoying each other by stealing balls, but
So I don't know how to play this game for safety. Like, if you just need 4 million points, I don't know if there's something else you can do. Like, combos seem to be a few 100,000, but that doesn't sound safe.
Yeah, because all the shots that you've been talking about were
nice nudge.
shooting the drop targets or shooting that orbit that doesn't always come to the flipper nicely.
There's a combo.
Man, those hard left orbit shot, I do not like the way that comes around. You know, it comes around to the tip of the right flipper. You got to hit another shot.
Ooh, that was an unfortunate drain for him.
And that's it. You go halfway up that ramp.
I just wanted to ask you guys how much is bonus on this game, but not enough for Levente to pass Raymond. So we've got...
Over-extracted asks, if someone has a triple buy, are they in sync? That's a terrible and wonderful pun. Bye, bye, bye.
All right, so if you're just tuning in, we are here at The Open at It Never Drains in Southern California at the Museum of Pinball. I am Ian Harrower, and to my right,
Ryan Wanger.
And Jasmijn de Jong. Hello.
thank you everyone for tuning in and joining us here. We've got a lot of pinball today. We are in the second round. We will be covering the finals for the Open, as well as after the Open concludes, there will also be high-stakes finals, where qualifying is still going on right now. The prize money for high stakes is looking really, really
massive,
big right now.
surprisingly big.
Yeah, I think you're getting more points from, you're getting more money, cash out of high stakes than you are out of.
That's why it's called high stakes.
$4,192 for first place in high stakes, and the Open. The top prize is a pinball machine.
Pinball machine.
And second place is going to be $3,000, and then $2,000 and $1,500.
Is it going to be a Stern new inbox?
I believe it is a Stern.
Or is it going to be that Viking over there?
I believe it's a Munsters. Munsters
Munster.
Premium. Black and white or color, Carl? Color. Oh, I want. That's why I didn't try that hard.
You're like, I want the,
I want the
black and white one.
No. No, that's a great prize. All right, so we are joining in progress.
In Underboss. This is the wizard mode. We are joining in the wizard mode.
If he gets to boss, he gets the bounty. If somebody already didn't get it. I think it's getting to boss.
Underboss isn't the wizard mode. There's
there's
boss.
one after that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you have to collect all the red lights that are around Underboss to qualify boss.
Yeah, so Underboss
But
is
I'm not entirely sure. I've never got that.
So before we explain that, I think, so this is ball 2, player 4. Andre has 120 million and no one else has more than 20. So, I mean, he's feeling really good right now. And I actually don't know. I mean, I've probably only been here once, so I don't know that I could say anything
in
about
Underboss, you just hit a bunch of stuff, and it's worth a ton of points.
He is very close to getting over the top score in qualifying. The top score was 138 million.
It's incredible when that happens, right? There was this game, how many hours of qualification? 3 whole days of qualifying. Top players in the world, hundreds, maybe even how many attempts? Hundreds of attempts, and then in the finals here to put up the top score of them all is unbelievable.
Now there are I know great. I saw Andre play a game of Meteor where he rolled it on ball 2, but that was that ended up being an avoided ticket.
Oh.
So the top scorers don't necessarily always make it.
That's true.
Good point.
Tater Salad Wizard got put in from the Classics Bank. So Viking is out because of that, and Rescue 911, they took it out because it just took forever for people to finish all their multi-balls.
Wasn't a technical issue?
No.
It was not a technical issue. No. It works last night perfectly fine. It was the last game being played when people finished. So.
Yeah.
So I believe the general idea in Underboss is to continue hitting all of the jackpots until you spell Underboss, and that gives you a big jackpot, and then you just do it again. So you're just hitting all the shots.
And it's interesting. This is a game which you can play very controlled to set things up, but it also works as a game to play on the fly. And I don't know. It's like a lot of the shots, they sort of take a while. You know, when multiple balls are out there, shots are sort of gone for a while, and they come back, and that probably suits. I mean, I think that suits Andre's style pretty well to be slinging balls around.
So
like
when you guys are in this position, you've got Underboss, you've got need a few red lights. You've got over 160 million points. Would you try and get boss
You know,
Just to show off?
in the finals? Like,
Maybe.
or would you just get back into multi-ball and just continue with the strategy that you've been doing?
Well, if it was me personally, since I've never played boss, I think
You would probably go for it.
I guess that's funny. I was going to say the opposite. That is a reason to go for it, but it's also a reason not to go for it because I won't know what I'm doing when I get there.
so I have been in finals where, like, maybe I was overconfident, but I've been in a situation like this where I did switch to trying to make the wizard mode because I'd never done it in my life, and I was like, I may not get another chance.
You're like, I want to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you could get it on stream, that's all the better. You know, it's tough to be in, like, keeping that mindset that says, if I got here, someone else can get here.
That's totally
and knowing
true.
that even grinding out 5 million more points could be the difference between taking a 4
It's
and taking
totally
a 2.
true, but you should also think that he is on 170 million right now, which is higher than the top qualifier score. So all these people have been trying for 3 days and have not got this. So what is the chance of those other players actually getting to that?
So we got Stugatz here, 2-ball multi-ball.
Got to apologize. Sorry. I want to go ahead. Say your thing. I was going to apologize to the chat. It seems to be blocking the word flashers as a potentially rude, sexual word. It means something different and totally normal to us in pinball. Yeah, this game has really bright flashers, and maybe we will let those posts. Our producer will allow those chat posts to come through.
Yes, so, right, we're in a 2-ball multi-ball here. The general value that you're getting out of here, you hit the stand-up to cash in Jackpot, hit the stand-up a few times, and then it will stay down. You then can put a ball in the boat for a single Jackpot, and then put a timer to put the second ball back in the boat for a super Jackpot.
Yeah.
Now, is there an add-a-ball
Yes,
here?
if you spell fish, and then on the left side you've got the fish, the first award there will be an add-a-ball.
Okay. And
So it's really nice to get that. I think you can also get progress to Bada Bing into your Stugatz multi-ball.
If you started if you started the counter towards the 100 switches before you started this mode, but I don't know that you can make progress towards qualifying Bing during this mode.
I believe that's true.
Okay.
Unbelievable. What a...
And that's
That
ball
is
2.
huge.
14. Yeah, his bonus basically puts him in first place.
Unfortunately, Andre is player 4, so we may not get to see him play that out. Although he does have the right.
He does.
This is actually the highest score I've ever seen on Sopranos. That I've seen anyone play.
All right,
Not
so
just here, but ever.
if you are just joining us, this Sopranos is not stock. This has been modified, and there is no plunger.
No.
So you must fire using the flippers. This is a common. Papa does this as well on this game. This game has 3 switch validations. Actually, the drop target doesn't qualify the playfield, as they often don't because they can malfunction. And so you can get into multi-ball without ever qualifying the playfield if you allow players to short plunge. So they have taken out the shooter.
Yeah, so basically
rod.
getting into multi-ball without technically starting your ball.
Yeah.
And I think the only other modification we have here really is just to make the locks more difficult on Stuttgart multi-ball, which...
And Bing.
And Bing, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Bing's normally 75 switch hits, so this one's 100.
Dave had no problem getting right into it despite needing more of those dangerous drop targets. So we're going to see this multi-ball a lot. This is kind of like the go-to.
It definitely is, yeah. Did he already get his fish?
I'm going to say no. So, yeah, fish is the in lanes and out lanes. They're blue lights that are kind of flickering a little bit right now. So that he just... Oh, that could have been a grace period.
I hear there's a fairly long grace period on the
Yeah,
fish.
so he went out he completed fish on the way out with that second ball, and he took a shot for the fish to add a ball and revive it, but didn't make it.
So Dave Stewart took 2 in the first game.
And so here, he's probably thinking about going towards Bing, yeah?
Yeah, I
think he's getting his Bada Bing ready.
And that's the left ramp there that's with the purple inserts, and after a couple shots, it's going to hold the ball and then give him a a countdown to a certain number of switches, and when he reaches that, that'll just the multi-ball will start immediately.
So let's see if he's played one before, because progress does carry over.
It does, yeah.
But it looks like he hasn't, so he has to hit 100. There is a spinner, which is that shot that he just hit.
So yeah, what you kind of want to go for is you want to go to the spinner and the pop bumpers, because it can stay in the pop bumpers for a really long time, and each hit will get you closer to starting your multi-ball. This time it did not stay in the pop bumpers very long. It always happens like that.
I was actually giving it a nudge to make sure it hit that bottom pop, like just to pop it up to try to get some force, because it didn't seem to activate very often.
I've seen people in multi-ball when they've got their bada bing switch count start their other multi-ball, and then let their balls drain so that the balls go to the top and get into the pop bumpers and hopefully get into bada bing multi-ball faster.
And another way to get into the pops right there is what he did, which is to feed the safe. I mean, the safe, you wouldn't want to bang on it to open it to get into the pop bumpers, but he had it open, shoot it in there, get the safe value, which is pretty decent, and then you're in the pops.
Yeah, and the further you are, it goes up. Like, he's pretty high in the ranking.
That came through much faster than he was expecting, it looked like.
Lejeune in chat says that you get 10 switch hits out of hitting the Bing ramp.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So that's certainly 10 ramps is still a lot, but
right. But you know, if you're at 90 or something, well, you need 10 left, and you're on the right flipper. Might be that's tempting rather than the spinner.
It's also may have been the if it's the shot you've been taking all game. You may not know where the spinner is. You may be much more comfortable hitting the ramp if that's how you got to the mode.
That was a nice nudge. And this is the final ball. This is ball 3. This is Dave's final ball. He's just catching up to Jordan's score here. He's gonna, he wants more. Not gonna be comfortable with 21 or 22.
He wants to catch Andre.
No, okay. So
that's what he wants.
If you're in this situation,
of course he wants that.
One step at a time. One step at a time.
But you don't think that, right? I mean, if this is you.
No, I'm not playing to beat Andre.
Yeah, no.
Probably not. But the thing is, Dave Stewart is a player that can do it. I'm not saying, the chance that he's going to is pretty low, but he's definitely a player that's got the stamina to do it, and he's got the skills to do it too.
Probably any
he's
not
doing
of these
it
players.
because his ball is ending. But
Jordan, one of the places he plays most often has the Sopranos there. He's a super controlled player. He's capable of playing long balls. But despite that, I still think you're going to ignore Andre's score completely until you're in the clear ahead of the rest of the thing, and then you might change your strategy and realize, okay, I got to go for under boss and boss.
So you say Jordan has access to one of these. So what are your thoughts on playing games that you play a lot?
So I guess my opinion is if you have the game at home and you play it a ton at home, that might be bad.
The home disadvantage.
Yeah. Right. So then you play it you play it somewhere else in a tournament and it plays differently. I'm less worried about a game that I play on location because I'm playing it regularly enough to know the rules, but not. It still could be a disadvantage, right? You're used to certain feeds coming this way, but I know Jordan. I'm not sure if he has any games at home, but and I don't know about Ole either. But both of these guys I think play in a lot of different in a lot of competitions and a lot of different locations. Yeah,
I know Ole Mikko has they've got a clubhouse in Helsinki.
No ball save
I think there is a little bit of a ball save, and he missed it.
Yeah.
Ole Mikko, they've got a clubhouse in Helsinki, Finland, with over 70 games, if I'm correct. I've been there twice for a pinball tournament, so they definitely have access to a lot of different games. I'm not sure if Sopranos is there, I don't remember. For Dave, there's like 2 Sopranos on location in Seattle, so I think you've got an advantage if you have access to 2 or more than 2, because you get used to a few different ones that play a little bit different.
All right, Jordan needs that chest or the safe.
So that's gonna.
Yeah, he
give
just
him
needs
a point,
a little
isn't it?
bit.
No.
Is this bonus gonna be enough? No. That is a lucky one for Dave.
That safe was worth 1.25 million, which would have passed.
Yeah.
What is Andre going to do?
Well, so we're looking here. So Andre's going to move to 5 points. Dave Stewart is going to move to 4 points. Ole's going to be at 4, and Jordan is going to be at 1. So does that mean, is Jordan out then?
No. 5, 4, Yeah, Jordan's at 1. 5, 4, 4, 1. He can get to 5. The 5 takes last place. One of the 4s takes the... No, the 5 takes second place.
Yeah.
One of the 4s takes third place, and there's a tiebreak. So he has an out.
Okay.
He has 2 outs.
It's very
Because
nice
2
of
the
Andre
players are
to plunge the ball because they were the last game going in of game 2.
This is, I mean, this could have been a situation. We came in late here, but I mean, I remember last year there was Robert Gagnon had a ball on taxi that one ball that outlasted almost the entire round for everybody else, and so that may have been the case there with Andre. His ball, his game of Sopranos outlasted all other games.
All right, so hey, look, we're up on the screen
Hello.
here.
I
Hello,
think I should-
Where
everyone.
we're supposed to look? Is it like down?
Yeah, the
Down,
camera's
okay.
down, but like, do we look at the camera? Do we look at each other? We're not very good at this broadcasting in the booth thing.
It's
There's
awkward.
no coaching, no makeup, no green room. This
Yeah.
is a
But we are
disaster.
we are here. in-
Are we gonna see how everybody did in all the rounds? That'd be nice.
Yeah, we'll bring up the stats here or the results here in a second, and also it's in the chat. You can go anytime, neverdrains.com/2020. You can look at it'd probably be called Open.
The Open A playoffs.
Open A playoffs, and there's so up across the top of there's a couple different links that you can click. You know, first round, second round, and so on to see people as they progress on the way through. We just finished the second game of the second round, and we'll be moving to game 3 here in a second.
We
Ray
also
is
have
doing just fine, Peppers. Thanks for asking.
we're also in the
Does it go
semifinals.
for Ray or for Ryan?
No, he said Ray.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, actually, Raymond.
Raymond's got
Avery's not
5
good.
points going into the last game
Okay.
of round 2.
So Raymond controls his destiny. Let's put it that way.
He does, but he's on the good side. I mean, yeah.
That's right.
So they're also moving on to game 3 in the semifinals of B division. So they're down to 8 players right now, trying to win their way into the finals there.
Okay, nice.
We
Who's
have
left in
Gerald
B?
Kirshner, Kerry Wing, Raymond Ashby, Corey Dunn are Group 1, and Sean Lind, Johan Bernhardsson, okay.
From Sweden.
Jerry Garvey and Augustus Ustis is our second group there.
Yeah. And their prize pool is really nice as well. First prize get $1,300.
That's excellent. I don't recognize a lot of those names. I know Carrie Wing is a very strong player. Can I put some money on her? Or Corey Dunn as well, actually, has had some great performances.
I heard that
particularly
Corey
in
got
INDISC.
lucky. He was 17th in B, and somebody
17th.
didn't show up, so he's one of those lucky players that showed up on time and therefore got to play.
Nice. I believe he won B 2 years ago.
Oh, did he?
Actually,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So if you're just joining us, we are at INDISC. It Never Drains in Southern California. We are streaming the A finals of the Open. This is a new major event this year, teaming up with the IFPA to offer an Open World Championships since
Papa.
well, Papa may come back, but
He
it's
may
been
come back,
said-
So it's called it's the 5th major now, but it may become the 4th if Papa doesn't return.
Yeah, but since the World Championships, which will be held in Florida this year, are by invitation only, IFPA wanted to have a World Championship that anyone could come to.
I'm probably going to be there to support them. Since my husband is playing, so I might as well. Go
so
enjoy some Florida sun.
Florida sun, yes.
Since
I
the
know.
California sun has been kind of disappointing.
I know Eric Stone was very upset to be traveling from Florida to sunny California and have this extremely cold weather that we've had.
But it was the same last year. We're here in January. We're in the desert. It can get pretty cold in the desert. It's not as cold as Seattle, so I guess I'm still improving on weather-wise, but
Yeah, we have snow on the ground, so I'm happy.
I think they're expecting snow in Seattle, so we'll see when we get back what the weather is going to be like.
Nice, and thanks, Chad. Mr. Babato says that Augustus is a very, very strong player from Boston, doesn't get to travel a lot. Thank you for the color there, and some other things in the chat. About, the Wizard is very playable, and 87K for last place is pretty unlucky, but it's not as brutal as a lot of Wizards.
So we're following Group 2 again with Colin, Elliot, Raymond, and Levente, and they're playing
Great
Jurassic
save there.
Park.
Wow. Did you just take 2 dangers in that second, or that was just 1?
So Jurassic Park, we are on newly dropped code.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to impact too much of the strategy, right? I mean,
Well, so Super Trank
okay.
is a new feature, which... So there's a few things you may not have...
No snow
Well-
yet, Michael?
well,
in
known
Seattle?
before.
Sorry, I want to know.
Well, I mean, think what we're going to see a lot on this game from these players probably is control room modes is one thing. T-Rex modes, perhaps.
Maybe. But we're on tournament settings, so in tournament settings, you don't get feed T-Rex by default as your first
That's true.
mode.
Colin actually just started his first paddock, which means there's a dinosaur on the loose. It's that green arrow, and he's chasing after and trying to eat or stomp on those orange flashing diamonds.
So I've played a few of games of Jurassic Park, and I know that you have to shoot the orange ones to rescue people.
Yeah.
And then hit a target and then hit a certain shot. But what happens when you shoot that green arrow? I never ever asked anybody, so I don't know.
Here, I can explain that. So, well, I'll try and do it real quick here before we start. So, so the paddocks there's a map in the middle here there's a green flashing arrow down at the bottom, and then there's a map, and you can progress through different dinosaurs they become progressively more difficult at those paddocks. Shooting white shots spells map, and that lights paddock, and then you can start a paddock, and then once you do that, there's a dinosaur on the loose, and employees that need to be saved before they're eaten. And when he starts that, so he's hit enough map shots now where there's only one white shot remaining, and it's on the left ramp by the T-Rex head there in the back, and he would have started a paddock there if he'd start that. Additionally, one of the main features is Chaos Multi-Ball, which is there's 5 letters, CHAOS, from going on main shots from the left to the right. And
Kind of a throwback to the old Jurassic Park
yeah,
game.
there's
I like
a lot
it.
of throwbacks, in this game. And when you spell those, that lights a multi-ball shooting directly into the pops from the left flipper. We'll probably see that in this game, I imagine. And so to see the C flashing, you have to do that in order, which means none of those other shots give you any credit. Progress towards chaos.
It is an award
Yeah.
to complete chaos for the smart missile, right?
That is true. Yeah, there's some shortcuts to doing all these. There's a shortcut to chaos. There's a shortcut to Raptor Tri-Ball, which we didn't talk about, which is the shot that he kind of grazed right there where the green arrow is pointing now. So here at Paddock Starts. The green arrow represents the dinosaur. And the orange ones represent people. On this first paddock, you got to rescue one person. No, I guess maybe this is. Yeah, okay. So that lit the traps behind the truck, which he shot, and now once you've trapped the dinosaur, then some shots will be yellow, and shooting one of those will capture the dinosaur. So the yellow shots are on the right ramp and the A and the O right now. So he's probably going to take a shot over there, and he went right between them. If you asked about the green arrow, so if you shoot the green arrow, that's the dinosaur, it slows the dinosaur down. And so it prevents them from moving for a certain period of time.
Okay.
There is a dinosaur or two that you can't slow later on, and in the new code, as you were mentioning, the lockdown bar button actually does something, which is you can tranquilize.
Super tranquilizer to tranquilize the dinosaur.
So it doesn't
okay.
move. And the reason you would do that is because the green arrow, depending on whether it's an omnivore or carnivore, it moves differently towards the rescues.
So the raptor might be faster than I don't know all the other names of all the other dinos.
It pursues a little more aggressively than some of the other dinosaurs, and so you and completing streaks of rescues ends up becoming very valuable. The shots increase in value, and if a dinosaur eats one, your streak resets. And
so it's kind of difficult to see what their scores are, at least from my angle to the screen.
Yeah, nobody's done very much so far.
It seems like they all kind of quick drains.
Yeah, we don't have a Scorebit integration going right now, but I think everybody's probably under 10 million. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like...
Sorry, I'm seeing a friend from the Netherlands in the stream. Hello, Mark.
Yeah, so we're at... Colin's at 4.9. Elliot is at 4. Raymond is at 11. And Levante is at 1.
Nice. And there's a 3-part skill shot. It was the left ramp, okay, and then right ramp, and then side ramp. We just got the first part of it there.
Have you guys ever done it? I've done it once.
Yeah, maybe once or twice. And actually, what I do a lot is short plunge. And someone's asking in the chat there, is there a reason why you would short plunge in the game? There's secret skill shots that award some amount of points and also ball save. But I mean, for me, I like to sometimes short plunge and hit the C. because the C is a shot I'm sort of not going to make in my normal, progressive shot. So if I take that first, then as I go through modes and other things, I'm going to make a lot better progress towards chaos.
Yeah, you probably want to shoot that C shot when you got the command centers. That's what it's called. When that one is lit, right? Because those modes can be pretty valuable.
Yeah, and I mentioned that earlier. So a lot of people will be trying for control center modes, which is on the C, that far left yellow shot there. But they're difficult to qualify. So one is capturing your first dinosaur, which isn't too difficult, but so we'll probably see that one. Another common one is starting Raptor Tri-Ball. That qualifies it.
Oh, okay.
And 15 tower shots is one.
Okay.
And which is going to be very difficult. That's from the upper flipper straight across. And then
I never really knew. They just appeared whenever I played the game.
Spelling chaos twice is actually another way.
Okay, so there's 3 modes there, and there's like 4 ways to getting to those modes.
It's possible there's even a 5th way.
There might be more.
Yeah.
So there's also secret skill shots in this game, I assume?
Yeah, so we just saw a short plunge there, and if you hit the C, I think it's, 6 million, 10 million, something like that. So it's not more valuable than being able to hit 2 stages of the first 2 parts of the triple skill
I also
shot.
feel when you do the normal skill shot, you get your first progress towards the T-Rex, towards that mode on the ramp, right?
To the paddock.
Yeah, to the paddock.
You're
that's
making
what I meant.
ramp. You're making map letters.
Yeah. Of course, with the other one, you get progress to chaos, so it's...
So Raymond right there, he locked a ball for Raptor. There's a in the premium and LE version, which is what this is, the LE. There's a little captive ball, or I don't know what you call that. It's a little visor that comes up, and you can pin a ball in there. So there's a ball bouncing around, and he's going to start it right. Oh, does he have a? Okay, so
center.
So he has Raptor ready. That's why all this flashing is going on. And he's going to start in a control room mode.
Which can be really nice if you do that in multi-ball, because especially the one that he's picking right now is the blue shots on the playfield, I think. But if you get combos going, I think that makes the points a lot more.
And so in this mode, like we were saying, he's in system boot. The control room mode really valuable. All these blue shots, and then. Additionally, he's in Raptor Tri-Ball, and he's got a smart missile going here, which he's going to try and complete chaos. Oh, he got it off the pops.
No.
Oh,
this
no,
area
he
not
missed.
secure.
Damn, Raymond, those dinos are coming.
Wow, that is a difficult sequence to commentate and play. But he's not going to be happy with how that turned out. That was very quick. There's a second phase to Raptor where you can get 6 balls into play. And he wasn't able to make that happen.
He is on 61 million right now, so he's got his points from somewhere. Probably some of those blue shots.
Yeah, I think that's actually 81.
81? Oh, yeah. It's difficult to see from this angle, and also sometimes the font that Stern uses is not always as easy to see on screen.
And 81 million...
Oh, we have Scorbit integration going.
Oh, it's with Scorbit.
Right.
This one is with Scorbit. Perfect.
Oh, here we go. No, you were right. You were right.
Thank you,
61.
Scorbit.
Sorry about that. So, 90 million looks great when everybody else has 5, but that was a big stack opportunity with the multi-ball in that mode.
So that ball got saved. How do you spell escape? So on the left side, how he drained and then got the ball back and then drained again?
Yeah, there's a lane which without teleprompter is going to be difficult to describe, but through the spinner up the middle, if the ball slows there and curls down, comes into the pops through the top, which you could also do. The position of the truck might also can impact that, feeding that lane also. So going through that starts a hurry up on the far left shot, which actually just got shot right there. That's to the left of the C, right above Nedry's head, and which just got hit again there. So when that's flashing, it's a hurry up. When you hit it, it lights the left out lane for.
Okay. And I think on some games, like on easier settings, it's often already lit, right?
Yeah, it may actually be lit by default on the first ball here, too. Is that how
Yeah, I didn't play it, so I'm not exactly
I
sure.
think...
I played it once, and I don't think I drained on the left side because my balls were short.
Yeah, no, I believe it starts lit at the beginning of the game, and you get one freebie, and then you got to do it the hard way after that.
In the chat, they're talking about the fonts right now, that Aerosmith is one of the hardest ones to read. I think Aerosmith was the first one of Stern that had a screen like this. And I feel like they just didn't really think about the font. Like when you're playing the game, you can totally read it, but when you're see it like this, it's very difficult to actually see what people's scores are.
Man, he is.
Well, there is
he's
a
getting some bad breaks here.
there is a rumor promise that Stern is putting out an adapter.
Ah,
Jack has
Interesting.
been saying, because Jack was working with them to get the direct feed stuff working, and so they may be putting out a card that you can use
to broadcast to get the scores.
to
output
a
the
splitter
scores.
to get HDMI output.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, HDMI output's great, but we still got to be able to read the scores. That's not
Yeah.
going to help necessarily.
Well, it would help
Well,
to not be on an angle.
that's true. That's true.
but
They're still tiny.
They're still
though.
very tiny.
Well, let's make this take up 6% of the height of the screen here.
Somebody says go for Times New Roman.
Their Comic Sans, I'm sure, will come out at some point.
Did they modify the screen text on the Star Wars to be all Comic Sans as well on the Comic Sans edition?
So okay, we're on ball 3 already. We saw Raymond get some stuff done. Everybody else kind of waiting to get some points going here.
Yeah, this is Colin up right now, hoping to pass Raymond.
He's got a smart missile. He's
Missile,
going for Raptor
Raptor.
multi-ball. A lot of people don't know this. You can change the award with the button on the lockdown bar.
What are the options? Because I don't know, and therefore I feel like scared to change and not be quick enough to get it back to chaos.
Yeah. So I don't know them all, and they're sort of tiered, I think, like as you go through them.
Yeah.
But extra ball is in there. 20 million is in there. Complete chaos. Start Raptor tri-ball. +5 rescues.
So in this situation, you want Raptor.
I think so. Yeah, and that's what he was going for. Now.
Yeah, because even with completing chaos, you still have to start chaos on that same shot, which is a difficult one. And if you start Raptor, that's a lot safer to
Yeah.
go for probably, right?
And with the smart missile, the only time you get the smart missile is when the truck is partially blocking the shot to narrow it, even to make it even harder than it normally is. Interestingly, I mean, he didn't get the Raptor, but that gave him the ability to start a control room mode right now. So he's in system boot, which is the same thing we saw Raymond play. So really, I think, yeah, it's time for, and this is what he's doing. Just shooting blue shots right now is kind of all he cares about. Doesn't need to worry about bringing in other things, stacking in other things.
He is bringing in another thing, though.
He
started a
Starting the
Paddock.
Paddock.
He did start a Paddock. And I imagine this is somewhat incidental, and he's really just going to be focused on these blue shots.
Yeah, because they are worth so much.
15, he has a combo right there, 15
Yeah,
million.
it's like when you combo those shots, they just go up, and it's also like a lot of them are rams, so they feed really nicely back to the flippers.
God is fossil, which I don't understand the fossil rules. I know if you complete sets, it gives you bonuses.
Yeah, I don't know them well enough, and I don't think it's going to come into play very much. That's sort of like a wizard mode kind of hunting sort of strategy. So you'll get some nice bonus points for that, but
So is Colin approaching? So he's moved out of the herbivores and started into the omnivores.
Oh, the dangerous ones.
yeah,
The ones that gave me nightmares as a kid.
on the map here, you'll see that the first dinosaur he played was green, and then this one is orange. There's kind of some up the middle. The ones up the middle are more difficult, and they award you ongoing bonuses for the rest of the game when you complete them.
So Colin got an extra ball. Extra balls are turned off, so they're awarding points. But that was 15 million, which is pretty valuable considering where we are in this game.
Yeah, a lot of those turns when you play them, the extra ball is really worth going for when it's in competition mode. So the extra balls are turned off. Like I think like on some games it can be like 5 million.
Sopranos is the one, right, where I think it's a pretty valuable.
Yeah,
extra ball.
they're just pretty valuable. They're like often even more than a jackpot sometimes is. So
Yeah, I have my list of games that I'm like, who cares about the extra ball? And other games where I'm like, you must get the extra ball.
So you don't even
I
necessarily.
don't
write
even know
down
what the value
values.
is. Aerosmith, you must get the extra ball.
yeah,
So what do you?
for me, I used to play in Europe a lot of tournaments. All the games would always be on tournament mode. And now that I moved to Seattle, I play more in bars and I play smaller tournaments in bars. And I actually have to get used to that the extra ball is often giving you an extra ball that you need to plunge. So it doesn't give you points.
Yeah.
So it's like a different mindset that you have to go for.
So Colin finishes that ball out with 216 million. You saw him give a little fist pump
Yeah,
there.
nobody's really happy to drain, but he's fired up over here. He feels great about that score given this situation. Make everybody catch him.
Elliot did the long plunge and
Oh, almost tilted, and he was getting a late ball save there. That can kind of throw me off my game. I don't know about you. It's like that happens. You know, you lose some dangers when you were going to get the ball back for free.
Yeah.
Or maybe it frees you up. Like
he's
you know.
playing chaos here. He's got the
very
first 3
close.
letters.
This is the tough one, though.
It's a difficult shot. Yeah.
The O is the...
Unquestionably the hardest shot in the game. It's that flashing yellow light over on the right side. Well, I mean, maybe it's not harder than a smart missile, but
yeah, but it feels
very
like
difficult.
It's kind of weird, like how often you hit the little post in front of the upper flipper. Like that's so tiny, the shot is way bigger, but for some reason that's what you end up hitting.
You'll hit the shot when you don't mean to hit it, but when you need to hit it.
So Elliott finished his ball on 14, 15 million.
Yeah.
So does this lock things in?
So Elliott can only get a point at most. Colin has... actually, yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess Levante still has out. No, he doesn't have any outs
Probably
left, so
doesn't.
Levante's out. But,
Yeah, I think this kind of locks it in because what Raymond wanted, Raymond had 5 points, Colin 4 and Elliott 4, and Levante only 1. So I think like Colin wanted to do better than Elliott and or Raymond. So with him beating Elliott, it means that Colin is probably going to move on.
If Raymond comes second and Levante comes first, there can still be a tiebreak because Colin's only guaranteed 1 point.
And Raymond here is in control room mode here.
Yeah,
Which
Jared is talking about the tiebreaker. That's possible.
Yeah, so
Which is, again, thanks
Levante's
to
rooting for Raymond here.
And Raymond is rooting for blue shots here, desperately. I mean, a good control room mode can be over 100 million, so that might be enough to catch Colin if he can hit his shots here. These are timed. I don't know that it actually shows the time. And this mode, actually, this is a difficult one. So you're seeing pass it over here. You shoot a blue shot, then you have to hit the C. Then you shoot a blue shot, then you have to hit the C. So if you can't hit that C on command, it can be real difficult to get through this mode without running out of time. There you go. So now it's going to light several blue shots. He's got 4 options, but it timed out on him. And he did have the rescue. Oh.
No. It was just an escape. It wasn't a full escape. It puts up the animation.
Yeah, I guess on ball 3, if you drain out the left out lane, it does this, like the truck falling over the edge of the cliff. But that's the only time you get it.
So Levante is up, and he's got some work to do if he wants to force that tiebreaker.
The tiebreaker needed Raymond to pass Colin.
Oh, it did? So no tiebreaker.
I believe that is...
So Colin and Raymond are going to be going through.
Yeah. But this still matters for his finish.
That's true, yeah.
It does.
The points are valuable, and money, and...
I think the money is probably going to be the same,
Yep.
but the Whopper points.
This is a major, so...
It is, yeah.
If you don't know about Whopper points, you're missing out. WPPR, it's the
World
abbreviation.
Pinball Player Ranking points or something like that.
That's right. Every event that is held here and held by anybody who submits their event to the IFPA awards points based on the number of players, based on the format and the strength of the players. And with how many players do we have in the main event here? Over 200, probably?
Yeah,
So
I didn't look at the numbers on the main.
I think there's over 300 in
Over
the main
300?
event.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
So
It's
I mean
pretty
that's
big.
gonna be valuable, and most of the best players in the world, a lot, many, whatever, any of those words, are here.
Not all of the best players from Europe came over,
No,
but
that
a
is true.
few from Europe did come over.
Many, yeah.
Levante is one of the good players. Oli Miko is one of the good players. Unfortunately, I think they may not move on. I don't know how Oli Miko is doing. Kind of forgot what points he has. There's some good guys from the Netherlands. There's some Swedish guys, some British guys that I saw. There's definitely some European players here.
All right, so here we're checking out the second round progress. So all the games, we just saw Jurassic Park come to a conclusion. There's still other games going on.
So yeah, none of the other games are decided or settled yet. I think we're going to be seeing if Stream 2, the Rig 2 is on anything, but we may not be able to join that in progress. So we'll see what we have. It looks like we'll be going back to Alice Cooper.
Yeah, this is where the first group with Dave Stewart is playing right now. So let's see where they are at.
So this is player 1.
Ball 2.
Ball 2. Seems like player 3, Jordan, is in the lead right now with 49 million. And 2 doesn't really have a lot, and the other guys are on 7 million.
So this is the same point distribution we saw last time, right? 5, 4, 4, 1. So that means Jordan has an out.
Jordan has an out,
at
yeah.
the moment.
And it kind of depends on like what the other players are gonna do.
So Dave just got caught there. The ball save, the Bagnet ball save activated and failed.
That should come back.
I thought so. Is that what happened?
So I'm not sure if that's what happened or if the natural ball save turned off while it was going down.
I was trying to catch up with the action here. He looked upset.
He did look upset.
Michael Ullman, you can see the live standings on www.neverdrains.com/2020. And you just have to go to A playoffs or B playoffs, whichever one you want to see. And you can also see how people are trying to qualify in the high stakes standings. That's all still happening.
So when I was watching the first round on this game B was playing it, I was watching the game beside it, and the right flipper button actually fell out of the machine while one of the players was playing. It was a humorous panic moment.
I've had it happen on a pinball machine once.
Yeah.
It was actually like stuck to my finger.
Yeah. And if that ever happens to you in a crucial situation, you can just stick your finger in there and activate the button.
No, not this came out as opposed to breaking. So there was nothing to activate.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, if the whole thing...
No,
it depends. If the inner thing
whole
pops
thing
out,
comes
you're screwed. If the whole thing comes out, you can stick your finger in there. You won't get electrocuted. You can cradle the ball, get a tournament director.
All right, so...
not happened to me.
Olimiko is...
He dropped a ball in the lock from above. We were talking about that earlier, kind of a little secret, and he freed it right away. So he's going to be in the 2-ball multi-ball here, which has a very short ball save, which is gone.
Yes, the advice in the chat is don't necessarily on a high voltage EM type game stick your finger into the...
Is that, would you get electrocuted? I guess I shouldn't give advice like that.
Yes.
Or just, when you give advice like that, or when you talk about stuff, don't try this at home, and you're safe.
I'm not an electrician, but yeah. I guess I've never really hurt myself. I got a little buzz from touching a coil accidentally, but it's not like working on monitors where you want to really be careful. No.
All right, so let's see what Olimiko can get going here. No, as soon as I...
Way to jinx him.
I know. Commentator's curse right there.
He's made 50 field goals in a row.
But he still's got one more ball to go. First, we're going to watch Jordan's second ball. It seems like what we saw of the previous game, that he's had some good action on ball 1. If he's at 49 million, compared to what the other guys were doing in the other game.
Yeah, this would have won the last game, so I think we can assume that Jordan knows what he's doing on
Jordan
this game.
completed Werewolf on his first ball.
And that's a great mode to pick.
Because it's solid green.
Yeah, oh, right, that was the default mode, but it can be a valuable one.
And so Jordan is trying to get mode started here. I think he is trying to hit those.
Now he's in. So again, we're going to do this little map thing. And you look at the bottom of the display, you can see this little gritty triangle diamond thing with X's and stuff. Where the red X is where he is in the dungeon. So he needs to go right. Right orbit is going to make progress there. Now,
but he's entirely going for the lock right now.
Yeah, but now changing modes. It's too late for him to change a mode right now, I believe. Is that right? Like you get to a point where you can't
get
change
to a point
the
where
mode.
you can't change it.
Okay.
I think when you're one shot away, or maybe 2, but
I know we talked about this game recently, but there's just so much new info. How again do you change your modes when you still can?
So there is a 3-bank of stand-ups right there that is being illustrated, and that will change your mode. That circular light will be lit to, so you can change.
And it will just like loop around. So if there's a
move one to the
specific
right.
one that you want, you need to maybe hit it 4 times.
Yep.
yeah.
That is the order as illustrated by our great
it's
producer,
dangerous
Carl
work.
D'Angelo.
It's to be changing, significant changing. All right, so now the flashing green thing is telling us that this mode is ready. Yeah? Secret passage? Oh, no, sorry.
This mode is
We're
active.
in the mode.
We are in the mode. So this is a moving shot that moves around the playfield. So you can wait until the shot you're comfortable with comes up. But it's a countdown. So the value you're getting will go from about 1.5 million down to 300,000. So waiting. Now there's no reason not to wait. Pick your favorite shot on the playfield and
It looks like
take
he
your
knows
time.
this. It looks like he knows.
I think he's trying to post pass it over because he wants to be shooting a shot from the other flipper.
That was interesting. It gave him credit there.
There we go. Oh, the green ones are headshots, and there may also be red shots that we can't see because of the Pin Stadium lights. That's a possibility. Again, I'm not expert on this.
Yeah, and actually the display is kind of telling us some stuff here. You know, it's hard to play and read that, but you hit roaming shots to defeat the zombie. You can see the countdown going down very quickly right now.
Yeah. And he has 2 shots to go to complete this mode. Again, the mode points are good, but the real points come in the frenzy if you complete it.
And would that do it?
Yeah.
It's got one more.
One more to go. Pin Stadium Lights Wi-Fi controlled patent-pending design brightens the entire playfield for your pinball machines. They provide seamless integration for your brand new and classic pinball machines while maintaining that factory look. See better, play better. And this game is very dark without the Pin Stadium lights. So we actually had them turned off a little earlier because while they were fixing that flipper button, I think these are the hovers. Is that what they're called? No, these are the. Carl's going to tell me what they are so that I don't make mistakes. They are the extremes. So they actually turn up on the sides so that you can lift the playfield without needing to remove them completely, which is pretty cool. You can see them there on the player cam. I actually think Carl just needs to adjust his exposure on the camera for this specific game so that we can get a little better clarity on the inserts. But unfortunately, he doesn't have wireless control yet.
He's not looking at us. He didn't like that.
No.
He turned his back to you.
Oh, I could mess with the lights right now on my phone because they're Wi-Fi enabled.
Right. But not the exposure on the camera.
Right.
It's like being on a radio show. It's fun.
Anyways, so let's focus here on Andre's ball here.
Oh, that was
Nice.
Somebody clip that. I was gonna just explain how he had died.
All right.
This could be another game. I'm thinking about it. That suits Andre's style somewhat because a lot of the shots they come back hard, they come back fast. It rewards combos.
Yep.
You can't bring the ball to a cradle as often on this game as you can on some others. Oh, what? Up the ramp and little flipper right back down the ramp the other side. Why didn't he get credit for that lock? Was it too fast? That's interesting. All right, so here, okay, he's got that drop target. Now, that is very tough up there. There's a drop target that you got to hit with the little flipper, get the ball back under control, and throw it back up that same shot. And it has to be hit very hard. He's got the ball save here from the out lanes. Magnet should throw it back up.
And beautiful.
Whoa.
That was a great throw.
That was on such a delay. I thought it was just thinking about dropping it.
Group 5 just finished. That's the group of Justin Campbell, Adam Lefkoff, Donovan Stepp, and Lonnie Langford. And Donovan Stepp got a 12.
Wow.
He won every game in there.
And who else advanced?
Lonnie Langford from Seattle with 5 points.
Wow. Donovan won the Jim Belcito challenge coin.
Did he? I was wondering who was the one.
He got in with about 5 minutes left, and yeah, well done, Donovan.
So for people who aren't familiar, Jim Belcito is well known for
qualifying last minute.
Very last minute.
They call it Belcitoing.
Yes.
I think that a pinball machine should have the feature that if you get the grand champion, it will, like in the animation, show that Jim Belcito got like 1 point more than you did. So he will always be grand champion and always last minute get one thing more than you did.
Thank you for the clip, Petervan.
Oh,
Oh, this is wants this shot, this flashing shot for the lock and
there
the
it
multi-ball.
is.
It's just it's just 2 or 3 shots for this multi-ball, but it's so difficult.
So this is
Nicely
the
done.
Feed My Frankenstein mode. I've never played this in my life because I've never made that second shot.
I'm not.
I think you're shooting the ramps, which are the left zaps and the right zaps.
Anyone in the chat wants to tell us how this multi-ball works, we are all ears.
Those are certainly lit, and they seem to do something. I don't know if there's a second phase to this.
I've started this a couple times, but never scored too many points in it. So either it's not particularly valuable, or I'm doing it wrong, and it's likely the latter.
With how hard it is to start, I'd hope it was actually some points. It will also, of course, be part of what you need to get to $1 billion babies. And we've seen some wizard mode attempts by Andre tonight already. So
I should, when I get back home to Seattle, probably go find one of these and actually get to know it.
It's a beautiful looking game, shoots great.
Next time I'll be
interesting rules.
commentating, I will know exactly what I'm talking about with this Alice Cooper game.
We're going to hold you to that.
Yeah.
advance 2 rooms.
Thanks
All right.
for the host, Anonymous.
Oh, I should host.
Let's all host.
See, Flip Flip Ding Ding is a location like 5 minutes from my house. I'll just go there and play Alice Cooper.
Oh, thanks, Lodging Dolphin. 3 ramps, lights the upper play field. Right ramp for a super.
Yeah, looked
in
like
that
the guillotine was the super in that mode. All right, the secret passage is lit to start his mode.
Ooh, nice.
Takes a
little
warning.
Save there.
Again, Andre does not slow the ball down and give us much time to talk. And we got his ball save.
Do not walk away from this game.
Oh, is it coming back? It should be coming back.
Nope.
No!
Nope.
I guess that's what happened to Dave as well.
So what's going to happen here? What are the tournament directors thinking right now?
It's equivalent to a failed kickback. So
Okay,
there
but-
is nothing to do. Do not let your ball drain. You had control to not drain. It's equivalent to a failed kickback.
But I believe in the code, like in the default code, that it'll give you your ball back. So presumably there's a setting somewhere that they could perhaps fiddle with in between rounds.
They could turn off the save maybe, and then no one would know. They could get Bowen on the phone and get Phosma to modify the code and
Right
install it between rounds.
Or just not drain, and then you won't have
But
to deal with it
that's
at
the
all.
thing. Like, don't drain.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, you lit
You
the
lit it,
save, and then
you thought it was supposed to work.
So I mean, I get that. So I saw some failures on the kickback of Bonsai yesterday, but and that one just starts on by default. So that's another thing. But then it failed a couple times. It's like, well, you should look at it. Right?
I can
be
see when
addressed.
something fails all the time. Like sometimes when you have a malfunction, when it's a small malfunction, it happens to one player one time. They're not going to do anything about it. It's just part of pinball. But when that certain malfunction happens all the time, then it might be worth looking for something.
We've seen it twice.
Yeah, I had a ramp on High Roller Casino yesterday that didn't register my lock. So I told the other players, and I was like, we need to keep an eye on this, because if it happens again, then there might be something wrong with the lock.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually think the game has multiple pulse patterns that you can switch through for the magnet, unless that's only in their diagnostic code. Because I remember when I saw Bowen streaming it once, Charlie was telling him to change the magnet pulse. But we saw it work perfectly for Andre. So,
Well, and not work for
yeah, and then not work.
Okay, so Dave Stewart, this is ball 3 here, and
And that's the end of his ball.
as we're catching back up. So
Dave puts up a 12.2, which at best he can come 3rd place here. This is game 3, so
this means Dave is not going to be advancing.
this means Dave is
There may be some.
if Oli comes last. No, Oli cannot come last. Oli can come last, so if Oli comes last, Dave still has an out.
Okay, so Dave's on life support here.
Yeah.
He's praying for.
He needs
bad-
Oli to not pass
bad
him,
luck.
and he needs Andre to pass Jordan.
So you guys have been in this situation. Are you watching and rooting against this player?
So I made a resolution to myself a couple years ago to not do that anymore. I don't have fun when I'm doing it, so I actually cheer. I try to cheer for my opponents.
Oh, I
It
look
takes
at
a
my
lot.
phone and don't pay attention until it's all over.
I think you guys are better people than me.
Sometimes I do when I know somebody's going to pass me and I don't need them to pass me. I may like chant drain in my head. Like, drain, drain, drain. Doesn't
Oli-
work, I can tell you that.
Oli has started Werewolf.
He is playing with fire in that right out lane.
So he has loaded his gun. Oh, he has already fired his gun. So the shot is up the middle there.
Did we
Are
lose
we?
the king?
No.
Okay.
We were wondering whether we were frozen. He is just being very deliberate.
Looks like he's going to go for that lock behind the drop target.
Oh, that was a werewolf hit. Yeah, so he had loaded his gun. So now he has
Oh.
several shots to reload.
That was almost a flipper mistake.
I mean, he's out. If he drains this ball right now, he's done. So this is a high pressure situation.
Yeah, I think for Dave
Nice.
I think for Dave and Oli Miko, it's both that they want to get higher than one of the other players that's got 4 or 5 points to be able to make a chance.
Yes, that's true.
All right, so he's now got in his crypt multi-ball. Is that like Cold Apple? Is that what that is? I don't know the song exactly.
There is a
Or that might be one of the
there's
other
a mode
modes.
called
That might be one of the other modes. This might just be crypt multi-ball. Hits another werewolf, so now he's down to 3 green targets left to load that gun. The 2 difficult ramps and that sort of inner orbit shot. Trying to get the ball separated, so it's what we call a cradle separation. Just try to get
that was
one
a
on each
roundabout
flipper.
way. He got it.
Picked off a ghost jackpot there from the 2-ball multi-ball.
Nice live catch.
So where's he going? Ramp?
What's the safest thing? I mean,
There we go, ramp. You can drop into a...
Oh,
But from here, he
interesting.
can flip with the other flipper and hit the jackpot.
Now, do we know what happens? What if he drops it just down into the lock below here? And what do the X's do when you get 2 X's like that? Do we know?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe bonus? Or is there no bonus X on this game?
It may be bonus.
That's what I would assume when I see those X's. It's like
Yeah.
either going for somewhere that you can like multiply your shots.
Oh, got a last-minute werewolf hit there. Yes, the 2 X's.
Okay, so just relax here. We
2
need
X's
just
like
one
the
or two.
playfield multiplier.
We just need 1 or 2 shots to at least pass Dave.
So you play either like a bonus multiplier or a playfield multiplier. That's what I was going for.
All right, I think he's going to pass with Dave, but he's not feeling great here.
Yes, he
He
just
did
passes
just
Dave.
pass Dave.
So actually, this is a fine position for him because the only way that he doesn't get through here is if Jordan wins. Oh well, Jordan is going to win this game outright.
Oh, well.
He may, you never know.
No,
Andre's a good player. You never know what Andre's going to do.
that's true. But I mean,
He's got a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they're
It's
not
very
feeling
high.
confident. And that magnet.
Can we just
But
take that thing out?
even if Jordan wins this game, he will get 5 points, and then Oli Miko will have 5 points as well. So there'll be a tiebreaker.
Yeah,
So Oli Miko will not be entirely out if Jordan does not get past. There's
Here we
still
go,
a chance
here
of
we
go.
moving on.
Magnet time, and beautiful.
Ah!
All the way up the playfield, made it to the tip of the flipper.
What if the magnet makes it all the way up and then drops it straight down the middle? That sucks.
For a moment, I thought that was what was going to happen. I've definitely had that happen to me on GoldenEye.
Oh,
Because it doesn't throw it as far on GoldenEye, at least the ones I've played, and so it can just do a little whoop.
I do know when it fails, I like the freeze, the I am invincible, and it will come back on the side. It was one of the games that my parents had that I grew up with.
Oh, nice.
Mystery. Till next player. Advance to next round. I do enjoy
Is that
their,
a thing, till next player?
So they put joke joke ones
Oh,
that
in
you
between.
can't get in between
Oh,
as it's
okay.
spinning.
I
Which
think
is
TNA
funny.
maybe Total
Yeah,
Nuclear
TNA
Annihilation
does
was
that
the
as
first
well.
game to do that.
All right, so here we are. This is Pitt. He found the creature.
And he has a ball locked behind that drop target that he just dropped in from the upper playfield.
Yeah.
So
So now
So it's
the
only
goal,
hitting that drop target to release it, right?
Yeah.
or dropping it in from above.
So he must now hide the ball for 15 seconds. So you'll see he just took about 1.3 seconds off as he went around that shot.
That was all you get for that?
Yeah, because it was a fast shot. If you actually hit it slower, if you kind of loop it around nice and slow, it will
Oh,
take
that was
its
a
time.
little bit of. So if you would have shoot it into a scoop, like
Yeah, the scoop's
how
a
long
few
will
seconds.
it, will it like stay there a little bit longer than normally, or will it just kick it out as soon as it would normally kick
No,
it
it
out?
kicks it out normally.
Okay.
But it's a really fun, unique game feature.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
in the orbit, which is mostly out of sight, would that give you a
Yep,
lot of seconds?
That's a lot of seconds. That's
Okay.
good. And if you hit it nice and clean, it's short. If you rattle it, it can stay there for a really long time.
I'm not
somebody is
sure-
asking if we're going to stream B finals that are coming up.
I don't think.
Carl, I don't.
We'll have to check with our producer on that.
I don't think. Well, we'll see what's happening with things in progress. Carl will figure this out.
So the situation
I'm
here.
guessing
right,
that we're probably going to follow A, but you never know what's going to happen.
Sure. The situation we're in right now here is last player, last ball. Andre is through, and if he passes Jordan, then
Only
Oli
Miko is safe.
is going to go through
Tiebreak.
cleanly.
Oh, if you pass.
If Andre passes Jordan, Oli
He
Miko
wins this game.
is safe.
Yep.
If Andre doesn't, Oli Miko and Jordan will have a tiebreaker.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
So, if this is you and you're Andre,
I play to win.
yeah.
I always play to win.
Okay.
There's discussions as to when.
Is it sportsmanly,
sportsmanly
to just
to drain?
plunge off?
I don't think so, because then he's like kind of like rigging the game. Like if Jordan is his best friend, and he's like,
Right.
I'm giving Jordan a chance because of this.
So the rules would state that he is not allowed to do it in collusion with Jordan.
yeah.
But if he feels that having Jordan advance versus Olimiko advance gives him a better chance of winning the tournament, then he is doing it for his own advantage
And
in
that's
the tournament,
allowed?
and that's
Okay.
allowed. That is how Josh has explained the rules
Okay.
in his view. Others
If only
don't
he had a
agree.
headset on
But
right now.
But I think that me as a player, I would want to win the game. If I was in Andre's position, I would be like, nope, I'm going to try my best and play my best game.
But it's the same as the players who have like forfeited a game because their opponent, like they just didn't want to spend that much energy playing the game.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just going to plunge off because I want to conserve my energy for the next
A
round.
few weeks ago, that happened to me for the first time ever. I was playing Ball 2 on Lord of the Rings, and somebody decided that they were not going to do what I did, so they forfeited the game. Good feeling when it happens to you.
You are so good at pinball that I quit.
Yeah. No, Flip Pro Cool. I like that one.
All right, so to stake the vampire, you need to shoot the guillotine, I think. Oh, no, you need to shoot the center
Shoot
ramp.
scoops, it said. Oh, that one?
Yeah, that shot stakes the
This
vampire.
is difficult. You got to get to the playfield.
Yeah.
Cradle it 3 times. You got to hit. There's a target in the back, and it's a real awkward shot for some reason. Like, it takes a while to find it, and particularly in multi-ball, it's going to be very difficult to pull off.
Yeah, this is the mode.
Nearly impossible.
This
I
is
would
one of
say.
the 2 modes I do not want to be playing.
So okay, he
So
took a
that's
shot
the
and missed it.
guillotine mode that people were talking about
But
in
it's
the
not
chat?
quite the guillotine. It's similar to the guillotine mode.
Oh, okay.
It requires 3 shots from the upper playfield, which require you to hit a ramp, get the ball on your flipper, and then make the shot.
So Andre's making a game of it here. He's about halfway to Jordan's score. But, the points in this game kind of can be all over the place, depending on how well you know it, depending on what mode you're in.
He's got 3 stakes to go still to get to the frenzy. He's scoring
Oh, right. And so
next to no points.
he's trapped in this mode.
Yeah.
Because this is ball 3. Like,
He's trapped in
his
this
only
mode.
way
So
out is...
this is just
Up
playing
here,
this mode is what he needs to do.
he does know. It looks like
He
knows.
knows what he's doing,
He's
but-
flipping a little bit late and
So,
hitting the drop target.
And then the other option is he can still go back to the crypt. But going back
What
to
does
the
that
crypt,
mean? Going
like
back
the
to
two-ball
the
multi-ball.
Oh,
but
yeah,
then
sure.
it will be even more
It's even
difficult
more
to
difficult.
actually control the ball up there. I mean, you may get some lucky shots, but
Yeah. So this is kind of, it's like I wish there was a please abort my mode button.
Yeah, I mean, you can see.
Oh, that one counted. He hit the
All right.
switch. So one stake down.
so
What is he doing there? So he did that again. He came through the left in lane, and he hit real early on the fly. I'm not sure what he's.
I think he was trying to post catch.
Okay, that makes sense.
So a post catch is where you flip really early and actually backhand the ball into the bottom of the slingshot, and the ball can come to settle.
yeah, we're still in the second round here. We're on the last game of the second round. Some other groups are already finished. In Group 2, Colin McAlpine and Raymond Davidson moved on. In Group 3, Colin Urban, I think that's the winner from last year, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And Chris Warren moved on. Group 4 they've got a tiebreaker between Joe Lemire and Jeff Teolis, so they are still going. Group 5, Donovan Stepp with 12 points and Lonnie Langford move on. And Group 6, David Reel and Eric Stone move on. So there's only this group
Gosh,
and Group 4 that are still going.
it is a difficult. I'm just like trying to look in this shot here. It's a difficult shot. I mean, we've seen him miss. I don't know, 15 times up there. It's tough.
Yeah. Again, locked into this mode.
This may be. I mean, this may be the worst thing to be locked into right now, right?
Possibly. The guillotine mode is also pretty bad.
That's true. I think he would have. I think he'd be hitting the guillotine.
Yeah, the guillotine's a little easier shot, probably. But
Is there a feed to the upper player that will give it to you nicely at the upper flipper?
no.
No? Okay.
There, you
I
kind of
mean,
need
I guess
to nudge
otherwise
it
they
back.
probably would have gone for it, but maybe there's like a secret pathway up there. Do any of the other things at least like score some points?
Combos still score points,
Okay.
so you can be getting 300. and-
600, 900.
Yeah,
Does it cap at 900 or
I'm not sure.
can you keep going?
Oh boy.
Is there a loopable shot here
40
that you can?
triple combos for the win.
I know players who would totally try and do that.
yes, you do.
I may be married to one of those.
I didn't want to say it.
Yeah. We sometimes play tournaments at home. It's not always fun.
I'm gonna go have dinner. I'll do that.
I remember hearing him on a commentary once being like, why don't you just shoot the left orbit 12 times to get 3x bonus multiplier?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
That
But
seems
you know,
so
when
much
you-
easier.
Oh, he's got
We
to
just-
save. Here it is. Here it is.
Come on, ball save. Yay!
We just saw it on Scared Stiff with Raymond. Like, if you get this same shot and you're accurate enough to just keep shooting it,
True. We saw. him
why
shoot
not do
12
it?
times
It's
in a row.
it's a safe thing to do. Especially if you know that you have to just beat a certain person and you know what you need to get. May not just be as much fun on a stream for people to look at, but I think it's very skillful.
This is like, I am so nervous just watching this. I really want him to complete this, but it's nerve-wracking seeing so many shots. There it is!
Holy shit.
So now he's in his frenzy, 30 seconds.
Was it like 20 million?
Yeah.
That is pretty big.
Well, he's on a...
He's-
so he's in this frenzy now. He's got 20 more
so
seconds.
if he's not missing a lot of shots, then he's got it. He's at 60. Replay.
Oh,
72.
Jordan.
He's got it.
Or Jordan.
Hey, Jordan can still be in. Jordan's
No,
gonna.
no.
He's
Jordan needed
eliminated.
the 4.
Oh wait, you're right. He needed the 4.
Very nicely done by Andrei Masenkov to take the win there, completing that mode. 77 million. Andre will be moving on to the next round, along with Oli Mikko from this group.
Yeah. I think.
So
Are we gonna watch the tiebreaker?
yes, we have a tiebreaker coming up.
Yeah. So in Group 4, Josh has 7 points, so he will definitely move on, and we have Joe Lemire and Jeff Teolis with 5 points, so they are in a tiebreaker to move on. Unfortunately, Sean Irby from Seattle with 4 points, did not get enough points to move on to the next round. So we're going to watch Joe and Jeff, and I wonder what the game is going to be.
Yeah, so I assume, is Joe the top seed there? I assume
Joe
so?
is top seed, yes.
And this would count towards
This counts towards your
choice,
selections.
but I
does.
guess you're dead if you
the double
die.
buy people
Yeah.
are coming in
so-
and driving the bus
The
anyway.
thing over
Right,
here,
okay.
there's so many games, so there may be so many games that you don't really want to play, so you might as well pick the one that you really want to play. Yesterday in women's, there was only 7 games in the bank. So in the first round, Louise Wagensonner picked her games, and then in the second round, she deferred choice because there was just so many games that can be picked. So the chance that her game that she really liked would be picked was way bigger. But I think over here it's very different because there are so many games, and a lot of people prefer different games.
That's
So-
a great point. You're really exposing yourself if you defer.
You
by-
really are, because unless you know, like if you're like in the last match and you know exactly what your opponent already chose, you can be like, I like all his options, so I might go for that.
Yeah. Like you might defer to someone who's like, I want to play Meteor because I love classics.
Yes,
And
yes, and
there
you're
are
like, I
players
really
like that.
hate classics. Or
What, what are you guys rooting for right now?
For the tiebreak?
Yeah,
Cactus Canyon. I love Cactus.
Cactus Canyon. Okay.
I don't know. I would like to see Starlight. I love Starlight. I think it's a great game. I do not think Joe is going to pick Starlight.
No, almost certainly not. There's
Although
Starlight
he-
only
he-
100 of them made, but
He did well in Classics. He got third
Yeah.
in Classics 1.
But against
you
Jeff,
you can
Yeah.
get absolutely housed on that game
Oh,
and not get it on the flipper.
Is it the 3-ball game?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, Wizard. Nah, we're not gonna see.
It's going to be Alice Cooper again. Maybe that's why they were waiting.
we're gonna get more bonus Alice Cooper. We step up to the stream. We're like, we're pretty confident about most of the games here.
I think we're holding our own.
We're
with
holding
Alice
our-
Cooper.
yeah. No.
Otherwise, we'll just ask the chat, and they can
Well,
help us out.
That's right.
So we are here at It Never Drains in Southern California at the Museum of Pinball in Banning. We are on the Open World Championships here.
The A Division.
A Division,
And here we are, Jeff and Joe.
So this is Joe, player 1, up on the machine. So if you were just tuning in and you haven't heard our quick rundown through this, we'll just do very briefly. Your primary goal is to start modes. The way you progress through modes is by hitting those orbs just like that, which will progress you through the
Towards the mode.
mansion. Is this a mansion? Alice Cooper's Nightmare Castle?
Sure, castle.
It's a castle. So it
course.
progresses you through the castle. You can also qualify the secret passage by hitting the stand-up targets that you cannot see. Modes are huge points, but mostly completing the modes will give you Hurry Up, which will Frenzy mode, followed by Hurry Up, which is where you cash out giant points for this game. You have 2 multi-balls, Frankenstein multi-ball, which you can lock 1 ball on the ramp, and then a second ball on the upper playfield to start that multi-ball, and a crypt lock, which you get by locking the ball behind the drop target or dropping it in from the upper playfield. That sounded like a quick little rundown.
That was perfect. Playing right now, Joe Lemire, newish co-host of the Head to Head Pinball podcast, and Jeff Teolis, host of the Pinball Profile podcast. So not only can you watch this battle right now on stream, but you'll be able to hear a recap on 1 or more podcasts in the near future.
Jeff Teolis is also the official podcaster of It Never Drains in Southern California. He's actually been running around a lot this weekend, doing a lot of live interviews on during the women's final, during the classics final, interviewing the winners. He's been doing a really good job. I know Jeff will continue that role
I think
as
Jeff-
soon as he's no longer playing.
So if he wins, is he going to interview himself? And if he loses,
I
is he
think-
going to interview the guy who just beat him?
I think yesterday I saw him doing the award ceremony for Classics 2 and then running to the main bank to play his next game.
So Joe is in Werewolf now. So as we've said before, there is a bunch of green shots across the playfield. Hitting any one of those green shots will load your gun, and then you will shoot the werewolf. There, his gun is loaded. Shoot the werewolf by hitting the 3 stand-up targets near the middle, which you can't quite see because they're blocked by the upper playfield.
Oh.
There it is. That's the shot.
So he has a ball lock, which is what he's going for right there, and he got it. He tried for a backhand. I didn't even know that was backhandable. Got an in lane, and now he's in multi-ball. It's a real quick ball saver, but now he just 2 balls in this mode.
So he has 2-ball multi-ball, so he can get ghost jackpots, as well as continuing to make progress towards the werewolf. Still got the 2 balls.
Ooh, got a
There's the
late
gun
ball
load.
save.
Trying to slow it down. Get some control. There it is, another werewolf shot. 3 green targets left. The 2 ramps and the right orbit is what he has available to him.
Now, is this the mode where you end up sort of getting a big payoff for beating, for finishing it? Sort of like the points are sort of weak in the beginning and then they become large at the end?
Oh, that's an unfortunate double drain there for him.
Yeah, like there's not very many points for what he did there. You got to complete.
Yeah.
How
Most
many
of these
points
modes
is
you have
he
to
on?
complete.
9 million on ball 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scribble says this in the chat. The games, there's definitely been some modifications, out lane posts removed or made wider. This game, I didn't play it, but I don't know.
This game felt pretty stuck to me.
I mean, it looks like a rubber to me, at least on the right side there for the in-lane, out-lane divider. So the games have been made more difficult, but it's not necessarily true that they're just gone everywhere.
So Jeff has played this game. We have one of the hosts in our league owns one, but he hasn't spent a lot of time on this. I know. I was helping Jeff before the tournament, before the final started. He wanted me to coach him on the games as he played, and then he was really upset when I went into the booth and he could no longer ask me questions. And this is one of the games we spent some time talking about.
So right now he is, So tournament director Jim Belcito reduced the post size on the outlanes for this game. So there are, there's kind of with the small rubbers, there's 2 different sizes, and there's bigger ones and smaller ones, so we went down to the smaller ones.
So Jeff didn't really get much going there on ball 1. He did make a little bit of progress towards getting to his mode start, but clearly playing a mode puts you a little bit ahead here.
Does it get more difficult to start a new mode? Like, do you need more shots, or is it the same for every mode that you?
I think it reduces. In the first time through, you can go left or right each time.
Okay.
So
it
maybe not
might
quite
like alternate or something.
So
or?
see how he's at the bottom here with the X? Well, okay, now it's gone. But so he went left, and then went left again. So now he's in the far he's on the far left, the red X over there. So now he has to go right twice. But I believe it's the same.
Yeah, it's
size
the same size every time. So maybe it's not harder.
Okay.
It could be a software thing where maybe on default settings, the first one it only takes you 2 shots, so it steps you twice or something. But I believe it's similar.
I usually go for the secret passage anyway. It seems like a...
Okay.
Ball save.
That was a little scary. There was a ball save, and it went out as he just let go.
All right. So where's Joe going
Thanks,
here?
Lodging Dolphin confirmed that it is same
time.
difficulty every time you want to start a
Nice.
new mode. So in this case, that's 5 shots. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 shots.
4 shots.
And it may change depending on which order you make them in, what's available.
That was unfortunate left out lane drain there. Joe is not going to be happy with 11 million after 2 balls.
No, but I have played this game in League once or twice, and in 4-player game, there's plenty of times where people don't get to 10 million. So in just in a 4-player game, that's a score that you're less happy with. In a 2-player game, it might be enough.
Somebody saying that Kaylee and I would probably he could see us getting this game, but I don't think Kaylee would ever buy this game. I know he's not a fan. He thinks the shots are too tight. He thinks they try to put way too much into the game. So he's not a fan.
He wants something that he can shoot 15 times in a row.
Yes, he does. Yeah, so that's why we got Batman. Try to get that phone hurry up to 9 billion. That's fun stuff.
Jeff, nice bounce pass there to get control again. I think he's shooting for that orbit. Once again, right flipper. It's where he wants it. Just can't quite get that shot.
And this is a high-pressure situation, and he seems like pretty calm with the ball by the flippers and bounce passing, and those shots were, 95% on on target. So I think he's
Nice orbit shot there. So he started his werewolf.
doesn't seem like he's bothered right now by the situation.
And again, this is on tournament settings. You're always going to be starting with the same mode if you don't change it, which is werewolf. Shooting the green shot, followed by the 3 stand-up targets in the middle. Gun is loaded. And
You may get it back.
he did get it back. And he's not getting that one back.
Nope. So what are the points right now going into ball 3?
He's got about 2 million, 3 million.
So 11 million and 2 million.
So he's got a lot of orbit shots to start another mode.
Right, and then does he want to, pick a... I mean, it sounds like maybe he doesn't know this game well enough, and I don't know this game well enough. Is there a particular mode you would... That's, if you're in his situation.
Pick creature is what I like, because, you could just get one shot and get to that second phase. That's my favorite mode in the game. Zombie's not bad, as we've seen, because you can wait for your shot that you want. And we know that those upper playfield modes are really struggle to score points in them. And Joe has started the pick creature. So let's see if he manages to find the creature nice and fast here. There it is. There's the creature.
So everybody's been finding it early. Is it possible that on tournament settings it's
It
just
could be fixed.
first
I
shot.
know that.
So that shot was a 7-second shot. That one up the middle that he just did. And then the scoop looked like it was about 3 seconds.
You said you
Ooh.
needed 10 seconds, right?
15 seconds total.
Oh, 15 seconds. Okay, yeah, he's on
Yeah.
4.9. Okay.
See
so
that
that
shot? Look
will
at that thing
count down.
go. That,
2.6 seconds to go.
So one more of those would do it.
I think,
And-
and here we go. Come on, ball upwards.
Yes.
I think a scoop would do this.
Love it.
But he liked that shot up the middle.
1.3.
And ball locked. Oh, I wonder if he could soft plunge there. And so now he has to shoot. He has to defeat the pit creature. He had it lit. That was a huge shot if he
and he
finishes
hit a
that.
ball
So
lock,
he's on
too.
39 million
But,
right
like,
now. Look at those points.
27
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
creature.
I feel pretty comfortable if I was him.
So
right now.
Jeff really has some work to do right now with only 2 million going into this last ball.
Apparently we're getting background sounds. We fixed that. No, we're just getting background sounds. Got it.
We're working on it. Our producer is aware.
All right, let's see what Jeff can get going here.
Oh, we have to yell now? Come on.
We can eat the mic more.
And I think the chat has to yell louder.
All right.
We're
so-
aware of the audio issues. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Jeff has the ball on his left flipper under control here. Let's see where he can move things. There we go. He made some progress towards the mansion. And one more to reveal the secret passage. That's really what he needs to be doing. Oh, no, okay. There we go. One more orbit. We'll do it, or one more
Ooh.
secret passage, and there it is.
There it is.
Joe Lemire will be advancing out of the second round into the quarterfinals. Is that what is
I
next?
think we're
His
at
naming,
the quarterfinals. Yes. Like it's not. We're not numbering the rounds anymore.
So, we're going to switch back here. So we're going to be swapping in our commentators. So thank you, everyone who joined us for coming in here.
I don't think the chat can even hear us right now at all, actually.
You
But
don't think Jack can hear
no,
us?
we're just
no,
gonna
it's
talk-
fixed. They're saying fixed.
Oh,
So
it's
we're
fixed.
talking
Hey.
anyway.
All right.
So thanks, everyone, for tuning in, for joining us for the second round here. Thank you, Ryan
Thanks,
and
guys.
Yasmin, for joining me. I'm
you're
Ian
welcome.
Harrower.
Ryan Wanger?
Yasmin.
And we're going to swap ourselves out as soon as Carl puts us to a place where the camera's not on us, so that
So you
this
don't
looks
look at
more
our butts.
professional.
Good luck to everyone.
The future of pinball is connected with Scorbit. Jay Adelson joins us right now. How are you doing, Jay?
It's a pleasure to be here today.
Well, I saw you, I think the first time we met probably was INDISC 2 years ago, and that's the first time I noticed, okay, wait a second, there's the scores on the streams are being updated as they're happening. It's also on the tablets too for scorekeeping. It's all Scorbit. Explain what Scorbit is for those who don't know.
Well, we're a device that you put inside a pinball machine that allows it to connect to the internet and stream all of the score and game data in real time. And that unlocks all sorts of crazy things, gaming, achievements, and of course, tournaments like this become automated.
Well, it's a absolute godsend to the scorekeepers because a lot of the games, as players know, you have to wait for it to go through the menu, and it's difficult. Not with Scorbit, it's right there.
Yeah, it's in real time. And then eventually, imagine a tournament that never ends. That's sort of a asynchronous experience where people can walk up to games anywhere, and their scores are in the cloud.
And another thing too, this isn't just for tournaments. If you're an operator, Scorbit can help there.
That's right. Yeah, you can have a list of machines that you're operating. It tells you their health and how much you've earned and everything that you might want to have. If you're an operator, imagine you have 100 machines in the city.
And a game goes down and you don't know about it, Scorbit will tell you.
That's right. That's money you've lost. Exactly. Or gained in the case of Scorbit.
All right, I know you do this along with
Brian O'Neill and Ron Richards, my co-founders, who are fantastic. Shout out to Ron, who's in New York right now, wishes he could be here.
Well, I saw Brian, he's doing well too. Thanks very much, Jay. This Scorbit's wonderful.
It was my pleasure. Thanks for having us.